What's going on, everybody? Pigpen, the one and only, and WTF? What's all this? All these strange things happening to the game tonight. Hey, we're going to talk about it. You may be aware of it. You may not be aware of it, but don't worry. Carbonated is on it. We'll talk about it, though. So, got some really cool guests with me tonight. Oh, that's the other thing, guys. Somebody has their audio up. Yeah, there we go. We got a little bit of a reverb going on. So for the viewers joining us, I'm going to do a quick intro. Right now with me, we have my man, StRaNgE.
Hey.
What's going on, Jeff? How you doing?
Doing good, guys. What's up?
Hey, and we got Frank the Tank from Stage 3 Motors. What's up, Frank? You there? All right. Your audio might be a little bit quiet. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out for that. With me as well, Prophet of Doom, a guy I just met last night on the live stream. Really interesting character. Cool guy. He's here with us tonight. You want to say hi, Prophet?
Hey, everybody. Prophet of Doom in the house.
All right. And one more. We have one more character with us tonight, and this is a guy who I have known for years. In-game, long time. Talked to him on Facebook many occasions, but this is my first time meeting him. This is in-game name Royal Phoenix, a.k.a. Bob. Bob, what's going on?
How's it going, guys? Glad to be here.
All right, so we've got a lot of people joining us. Don't get nervous, guys, but we've got 60 people right now interested in what we have to say. So let's get to it. So it started off, I was just going to hang out. I was drinking a few beers, playing some video games as usual, and I got some messages on my Facebook saying that something's happening, some weird things going on, like who was it? Tech was the first one to report it. He was like, something's going on. Hey, I didn't quite understand what was up, but I watched and I saw what he was saying. He had a double claim. He claimed, like, before turf started, he had race mess prizes that he claimed. Like, what are you talking about, man? So he sent some screenshots, and he got the ugly sweater car again, and he got some wraps or whatever, some paint. I don't know. And it was just like, what is going on? So I thought, that's kind of strange. Is he playing a joke, a prank? What's up? I don't know. But then Mr. Bob Brady, Royal Phoenix here, he sent me a video. And I know I slipped up, but he sent me a video, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I'm going to play really quick this video that he showed me. So here we go. You guys ready? Let's see. I'll show you this video.
So,
and this was what, taken earlier today?
And it just handed me a brand new car with no pinks on it.
Yeah, so
I'll show you, because you're only able in the game to get these two right here, and then I have this
right.
What the
So
fuck?
now these cars are non-pinkable for one. So you know it was right there. I'll show it again, but it's right there at the very beginning of the garage. So and you saw there was a double. It showed it a little bit. See right there, very first. So you can't move it in your garage. It can't be moved. It can't be fake.
No pinks
it's there. It's there, and that's that. And then when he shows it, he scrolls to the right.
I'll show you.
And it shows another one. Where is it? Right there. There we go. So,
and then
two of them, separate places in the garage. So we know this is legit right there. So it's pretty cool. Now, what did you think when you, like, tell me, you log on and what happens? Like, because I tried it and it didn't do anything on my account. So what did you see?
I just went into the garage as it loads up, went straight to the map page. I clicked the turf icon. As soon as I clicked that, it just said claim, and I was like, man, I've heard of these kind of situations where they, people have told me they got in the claim something, but then at the same time, I thought, well, did I miss something? But I know I didn't miss anything from last claim last Sunday. So literally, man, I just clicked it and I was like, kind of like, wow, it's actually giving me an old, information of my last, turf with that season.
Yep.
So, but, that was, the kind of a silly season, where you had to drive this little gumdrop car.
So, Frank, Prophet, Jeff, did either of you three experience anything like this today?
Yeah.
Prophet, you did. All right.
I claimed mine this afternoon.
Really? So,
2 hours before turn.
what did you claim? What kind of car was it?
The R34 RE and the RX7 RE.
Huh. Man, I got screwed. I didn't get anything. I got nothing. Nothing new. Of course, I checked 2 accounts. I can't remember which accounts that I turfed on during that period of time. It could have been one of the other ones that I didn't check, but the 2 that I checked, I didn't get anything. So, man, I feel slighted here. I want some free cars.
We got 50 gems too.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I got the turf crates in the gym. I mean, I got 5 gyms. But
So,
I had talked to Daniel, and he ended up FaceTiming me. And he was sitting there with another gentleman. I'm not going to say his name, but he was sitting there, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. And I explained to him what Prophet told me and what Tech had said. And apparently, what I've gathered from his conversation was he was testing turf before it launched, and he was using that car, and he wasn't quite sure what he did or what he didn't do. And the question they had for me was, has any of these guys already claimed the car, and has any of the people that got this claim that did claim before? So it must be, when I told him, that everybody had already claimed the car,
right,
and that now they're getting it again, he says, okay, well, that tells me where I need to start. So at that point, that was about an hour ago. So
interesting.
You should think that it had fixed and figured out by now, but I don't know.
Well, it's probably pretty complicated, and they got to track down and figure out what the heck's going on. But the one thing the one thing I was actually really impressed with, and I'll say this, is you mentioned it to Daniel. After a few things, I decided, you know what? I'm sure he already knows, but I'll mention it to him as well. And within moments like that, they were on it. He's like, we're on it. We're jumping into this. We're checking it out. So it goes to show that there's more, there's much better response than way back in the day, because I remember there were days, do you guys remember way back in the day, like turf would go live on a Wednesday and something would happen Friday night, and the guys at Glue would shut down shop at 5 o'clock, and they would be at the bar drinking, and they would know that there's a problem because we'd be texting, hey, there's a problem with the game. And they were like, well, we're already drinking, guys. Like, hey, we'll check on it Monday morning. And meanwhile, nobody could turf all weekend. And we're like, are you kidding me? So here it is. It's a Thursday night. Guys, they probably want to go home to their families. But what are they doing? They're diving into programming code and theorizing and trying to figure out what the heck's going on. So I got to tell you, from a few guys saying, hey, something's up, reporting it, to being full-fledged, deep up to here in it, their response time's pretty quick. So
well, he had told me that you had messaged him, and then right after I messaged him, and he had went back to the office, or he was doing something, or was getting this guy, and he checked his messages again, and there was 170 of them.
Oh.
So
Shit.
Could you imagine that?
No, no.
Chaos and headache.
I couldn't, and I don't want to, because I know I go to my Facebook and I have 20 messages from people, and I'm like, I can't deal with this. What the heck? I just can't deal. So 100 and how many? 70? No way. No way. I don't know why. I couldn't deal with that. So you got to say we're pretty lucky. Response time was pretty good, even though I don't know. Maybe they figured it out by now. I don't know what's going on. It's not my specialty, but it's good to know that the experts are on it. And the other issue that was showing up was a buddy of mine, French TV. He sent me a message saying something's up with the turf points. And this was right after I heard about the car. Turf points, something was up. And he's like, I'm racing. I've raced and I've won a handful of races so far. And I don't know exactly what was happening, but basically it was showing in the leaderboard, the team leaderboard, he had 0 points. And he's like, I've won. He showed me screenshots with the timestamp on it. So I know it was, up to date. He was racing, but it just wasn't accumulating points for him under the team, under his name. So I reported that. I talked to Daniel as well, and they're on that. They're checking it out, and he asked, the usual questions, counts, information, trying to get as much of the picture as possible. We'll dive into that. We'll check that out. And I don't know if that's just him. That's the only person I know of that. Has anybody else experienced this at all?
We got a guy on our team that it's happened to.
Okay, so
and he's had multiple claims.
So I wonder if it's somehow related in some way, shape, or form. But that's good to know that. Tony.
Yeah, it's got to be.
All right, we got a lot of people here. This is awesome, and I got to start paying attention. I promised I would pay more attention to live chat. Like, there's people that take, like Jose Concepcion right here. I know him. He's taking time out of his day to join us and listen to us. So I just wanted to give him a thumbs up. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching, man. You're making the dream a reality. This is awesome. It's really cool. I love it. We got King Zaz here, Mr. Banana. He was here last night. Rival Storm. Pigpen, you're so lucky. I wish I had some subs like you. I have the best subs in the world, to be honest. Absolutely the best. I go live, and they join, and they hang out. Sticky Ricky's here. Omar. Ron is here. Edward Lopez. I'm telling you. Guys, this is awesome. I was just talking. What's that?
You guys can hear me now, huh?
Yes. Yeah. There's Frankie.
Jesus, I was ready to break my fucking phone.
Oh, Frankie's with us. Frankie's here. So, Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. Oh. So, I hope the audio's coming through to you guys. I have an eclectic group of individuals here from every corner of the globe. This is great. So we can talk about all the weird stuff that's been happening. Guys, I don't have a game plan for tonight. I said we could talk about the weird stuff that's happening. We can talk about the 7.0 that's come. What's that?
When the Christmas turf happened, our team, we got top 5. So these free cars that I got, I can pick them. It's weird.
Whoa. Say this again? Wait, what?
Yeah, I got the same exact car that we won from turf. It was I think we got ranked 4 or something. I don't know off the top of my head. But mine, I can pick.
Wow.
It's weird.
So they're not locked.
No, mine aren't locked because that turf, they didn't lock the top 5 one. So my guys wanted it, so we went and got it. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'd move it like 30 times and then bury it. So real far away account.
So.
What is that? And I started surfing, and then I went to my fucking chats because they were fucking blowing up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I go back, and all my fucking points are gone. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This motherfucker.
So.
Picking this turf, because usually I'm picking a lot, but I was so busy this fucking week, I didn't have the chance to build, so I got one fucking car, fucking 3 racing the shit out of this motherfucker, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's almost like thank God, because they would have been like, you were self-crushing, motherfucker, and I'm like, come on, bro, I don't fucking self-crush.
Oh, we're gonna have to put a PG-13 rating on this one.
Oh, I'm not allowed to curse, my bad.
No, it's good. It's all good, man. I'm just making a joke. No, it's all good. So, Rizzy643 Rizzy wanted to know what kind of beer I'm drinking tonight. And this is my first beer. Well, not this one. I had a few earlier. But these are my first beers that I've had in a week. So they're tasting exceptionally good tonight. This is a Lefties Brewing Company from my hometown here in Greenfield, Mass. This is a graham cracker porter. It's a nice dark beer, real heavy. This is a man's beer. It'll put hair on your chest. Not that water they give you. So.
You drinking that with pain narcotics?
No, I have not. I'm not mixing that. Nope, not at all. Not at all. I heed the warning. It says do not mix with alcohol. I wouldn't do that ever.
No, you don't want to do that. Oh, it's fun.
No, we got a lot of people here. We got Bleep Blop. What's up from Clinton, Mass? Here right in my hometown state. So, what do you guys, let's just move it on here to, we'll talk about 7.0 because that's the big topic on the table. Prophet, you were here last night. We talked 3 hours. We just went on and on and on. It was great. A lot of good conversations. So I haven't actually had a chance. I'd like to hear each and every one of your opinions here. Frank the Tank, we got Surreal and Royal Phoenix. If you guys want to jump in at any time, what was the biggest thing that stands out to you with the 7.0, with the information we have?
What'd you say, Tank?
Yeah, you kind of cut out.
Fucking saying he's 13 and he's hearing bad words. I go to bed.
Oh, yeah, it's 10:15. Past your bedtime. Go to bed. I don't know. I'm not a parental figure here. I'm a gamer and slacker. Slacker number one. Don't listen to me. So did you guys? What did you get? Like the biggest thing I have heard all up and down the Facebook groups is about the showroom. Ooh, the showroom. So anybody here having strong opinions one way or the other about the showroom?
I see a lot of people posting stuff like, buy all the cars from the showroom, now because you're not going to be able to do stuff later.
Mm-hmm. You think?
I wouldn't do nothing until an update comes out.
Well,
you never know.
Well, that's the thing, and I was talking to Bob about this earlier, Royal Phoenix. I was talking about this earlier. I guess all of us are veterans. We've been playing this game for years and years. Now,
you could be playing for half the year. You're still pretty much a veteran, in my opinion. You've been playing for 6 months straight.
Yeah.
Turfing and all that. You're a veteran, man. I mean, you're part of the family.
So we've been through so many changes.
That's the problem.
Yes. So we've been through so many changes as a group. We've been through so many changes. It's jumped from one company to another, kind of to another. So that's 3 changes. All sorts of updates, all sorts of changes to the game. And the one thing I was telling Royal Phoenix earlier is we've seen it all. And the one thing that's consistent across the board is that we as a gaming community, we do what? We jump the gun and we come to the worst conclusions ever instantly. Oh, there's an update. Oh my God, the game's good. Oh, it's done. It's done. We come to the craziest conclusions.
The worst part is that these fucking mill dealers, they hear the word update and they raise the price like 5 times as much. Fuck those guys.
It's like the real stock market. It is, isn't it?
I fucking kicked all of them from my fucking page, from my pad. They can go fuck themselves.
I just picked up mills tonight for 50 cents.
50 cents. So.
I know it is. Because 3 days ago they were 35 cents.
Cents goes in Malaysia.
buy like a whole fucking town for 50 cents over there.
So let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you this. What's your prediction? Because obviously the showroom is gonna be gone. Now, what is that? What do you guys think that means to A? I want to ask, what does it mean? What do you think it means to turf? Because I know it's going to change turf. I don't quite know how. And what is it going to do to the price of mills?
It's going to be a free race for us. Outdated.
Well, for me, Joe, I have a feeling that what's going to happen is we're going to have. They want us to race to earn.
Sure.
What's going to happen is we're going to race, and we're going to race like we do, or more, in order to earn these crates. And in those crates are going to be the cards we're going to use. I believe that the currency that we have now is going to be in-game and cheap. I believe that the currency that we have in our accounts right now is going to change. I don't believe it's like stripping the mills, but I do believe that they will change it over to a new type of currency.
Bitcoins.
Bitcoin.
Same with our cars. The reason I say that is the only thing they're basically changing the whole game. So what's in the game? The game, our cars, our money, our inventory,
gems,
all of our storage crates.
Boost.
Well, they can't really do anything with our gems because we actually paid for those.
Right.
But everything else in the game, they can change and take away or change it up some way or make it so that they're non-peakable or whatever they want to do to it. So be prepared for that. Now, the next episode we're having is collectibles and collectors or something like that.
Yeah, which is, I'm actually pretty interested in that. I like that. I'm a collector, real life collecting, in-game collecting. I have a hard time letting go of anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the cars that we have now, and some of us have very, very rare cars, rare paint, rare wheels. Those are probably going to end up being extremely rare when the new 7.0 comes out. So I got a good feeling that the cars and the people that are playing the game, you, I, Prophet, everyone here, and we're going to be segregated and separated from the people who just start to download the game. Because they're not going to have those cars. And they're not going to have access to those cars. So we may end up not being able to even race those people without having other cars that we earn from the game.
You bring up something that sparks something in my head here. And when I think of, I start thinking like, okay, so 7.0 comes out. People are in a mad dash right now. They're going to start buying up all the the SVT Cobras in the showroom, the Subi Coupes. And I'm wondering if that's all for nothing, because when 7.0 drops, maybe they, like you say, you start racing and you have to achieve and earn these cars out of crates. And those cars aren't even going to be eligible for some of the new turf events. Maybe new.
Trust me when I tell you, you're exactly right.
So I'm wondering if that's how it's going to go down. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, guys. I have no clue. It's all new to me. I'm looking forward to it.
I wish they'd bring back some chicken points.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
That would be nice. I'd like some chicken points.
And that's all. Just get rid of them. Those guys are like cancer, man. Get rid of them.
Yeah. So Rod wants to know, by the way, Joe, do we lose crates or do they transfer? I don't know.
No, they're gone.
They're gone, man. You guys use them now.
That's what I'm hearing from the crew. They're saying use them or lose them, and I think that's going to be the case. But kind of like silver crates before. But I do not think that Carbonated will delete them without prior notice. And I'm saying sufficient
He
notice.
they were gone, but he would let us know.
Yeah, I don't think they would pull the rug right out from under this. I don't think that's the way they're going to operate. They're going to let you know plenty of time. So don't worry right now. Don't freak out. I'm sure Carbonated's going to say, hey, listen, okay, 7.0 coming out, or maybe a week before, or whatever the case is. These crates are no longer going to be in the game, so use them now, use them or lose them type deal. Here's ample heads up, basically. So, you know, oh, Javelin says 7.0 equals game dead. Now, he is a true gamer because that is exactly what I said. You know, how many times have we, over the years, oh my gosh, Glue is they're selling the game. They're no longer in control. They're no longer making the shots. Or CIE, they're no longer this. Or what? 5.0 update, 6.0 update. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. How many times? We've heard this a million times. And I got to say, I'm not even sweating it. I'm not going to sweat it because
you know what I've been telling everybody, Joe?
What's that?
When they tell me the game's dead, rest in peace, blah, blah, blah. I said, you're right. You better just delete it now.
If you believe that, give me your account now, please. If you truly believe that,
go play Candy Crush or something.
If you truly believe the game's dead, give me your account. Give me your account information right now. If you really believe it, give me your account. If not, you know what's going on. You know it's going to be continuing. It's going to be better. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of getting the wheels turning and getting things going. That's what it's all about. And I've heard it a million times. I've said it a million times before. Oh my God, 6.0, game's dead. Oh. We all overreact.
Like I said last night, people don't like change.
We don't. I'll have to say that. I'll admit that. We don't like change. Gamers, we don't, and we like to complain. We love to complain. The thing that gets us through the day is to complain. So if you do one thing that I can complain about, damn it, I'm in heaven. So that's all right. Edward says it. Relax, man. We'll be fine. Remember when 6.0 came out? Mm-hmm.
Start selling tissues to all these crybabies.
Hey, you can make a quick mill. So, but I think I don't know. I'm telling you, the showroom being gone sounds so outrageous and extreme. But I think after 7.0 comes out and there's no showroom, give it a couple of weeks, and I think we're all somehow going to just adjust and keep on moving. I don't think it's going to be all that big of a deal.
And that's what we've done with all these crazy updates.
Yeah.
6.0 was terrible.
Oh.
I mean, look at all the times they had to put the patches in for that.
Well, I mean, every update needs patches, but yeah, 6.0 was terrible.
You just said it, Prophet. You just said it right there. All the patches for all these different updates, 5.0, 6.0, and then it's 6.1, 6.1.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What happens when they do that is it clutters up the game. It clutters it up so much with unneeded data and all these hot fixes. And they, Turf started, oh gosh, something's not working. Well, throw this on it right now for a Band-Aid. Throw this on it. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. Well, all that stuff clutters the game up. It's basically just a small patch, and all that other data is still running. It's just covering it up.
It's just,
you can't do it. Any game that's out there right now has the same stuff going on.
Well, think of it like this: you have a road, and over the years, the road was patched and paved in small areas over and over, different, and it just really gets bumpy. It gets, it's not very efficient for driving. It's really hard to navigate because there's some smooth spots, there's some bumpy spots, there's some spots that have been patched upon patched and patched. So eventually, at some point, you're just going to have to strip that whole road down to bare bones and repave it so it's a nice, smooth road. And that's what I think we're looking at here. Josh Merritt here in live chat says, Blueprints leaving is like a miracle. They are pointless. And Josh, my man, boom, hit the nail right on the head. that's the biggest thing right there. Blueprints being gone, I love it. That's music to my ears. That's the best thing I've heard since day one. Get rid of blueprints. Oh, that's great.
Well, like Crystal said last night, each blueprint you get gives you 7 boosts.
Well, yeah, they do give you 7 boosts. That's great.
So look at it that way. All those crates you got, go open them up, man. It's free boost.
Yeah.
Definitely, the cause and effect of losing the showroom is just a huge effect on bringing both sides, like they are trying to say in these live feeds, that they're going to bring, the newer players and the elder players, together, or at least whatever they're trying to do, in my opinion. It's going to really make it harder for, elder teams that are always top 5, always top 25, always top 75 to be, they're going to have to figure out another way.
Well, it's
the gameplay is.
Yeah, you got to adapt. That's the thing, is adapt or die, and that's well, that actually says a lot. Not only from a player's point of view, we have to adapt or die to the game, but the game has to adapt to the gaming genre in general or die.
Exactly. And right now, the way this game runs is far, far, far behind on technology of the new games.
Right, because this game is what? Well, not only is Racing Rivals five years in, but the bones, the structure of the game goes back even further to Nitto Legends. So we're talking, I don't know, 10 years. Can you think of a game that's out now that is just as popular that it was 10 years ago? No. No. I cannot. There might be some out there. I'm not saying there aren't. But as a general rule of thumb, 10 years, most games, especially in the mobile industry, 6 months to a year is doing fantastic. And the fact that Racing Rivals has lasted this long is because there has been some adaptation over the years. And, adjustments have been made. And, you look down the road and you see an obstacle and you go, hey, we can either crash right into that obstacle, crash and burn, or we can figure out a way to dodge that, to circumnavigate that obstacle and find a way to make this work. And that's what's happened, and that's what's happening now. If this game was to sit...
Yeah, that's Greg, that's me.
Yeah. If this game was to sit as it is right now and make no changes, it's just going to slowly fade away. It's going to crash and burn.
What's that?
So we definitely are headed in the right direction.
I agree.
What else? Who's got some questions? Oh, you know what? I put a post up on my Facebook group, and I'm going to see if I can go through that real quick. I asked some people, if they had a chance to ask Carbonated any question they wanted. Let's see if I can find that. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, Frankie on there. And it was just a quick thing. I wanted to see, what's the major concerns of this is all brand new. I wanted to know what the major concerns of the community, the players were, and to see if we could ask these questions and maybe down the road somehow find a way to get, a direct response from Carbonated. I know they have a lot going on. There's many, many things that they have to deal with rather than this garbage. But nonetheless, I think it would be really awesome if just to showcase a few people's questions. So here, this was a good one right here. Omar asked, they said that they want new players to connect with old players. How are they going to do that? Are they going to wipe out all of our garages, which I don't think is going to happen? Are they going to wipe out our garages to be even with the new players? I'm curious to see how they connect old players and new players and make new players bridge that gap into the old player category. They have to have some processes in play, some things going on. I'm curious to see how that's going to go down, and I don't think it's going to be wiping our garages because that's not what they're talking about. I don't think that's it at all, Omar. but nonetheless, some valid questions. Like, what are they going to do? Like, how are you going to cater? How can you cater to the old players and the new players at the same time and bring them together so that new players don't get eaten up on the spot, chewed up, spit out, and walked all over? Like, how is that going to happen?
I think what they're going to do is they're going to have different events, ranging from really, really easy to really, really hard. And then, just like any other game, you start the easy ones, and you collect whatever you collect, and then you go to the next level.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe I got beat. I better go back down here and race more. Then I go up to and then to the next level, Next thing you know, they have enough cars and enough experience that they're ready to race with the big boys.
Now,
that's my guess.
You just kind of sparked something again, man. Jeff, you have a way with sparking. You do. You spark. And I had to write it down because I didn't want to be rude and interrupt, but I know if I didn't write it down or didn't spit it out right there, I'd forget it. So I didn't want to be rude, so I wrote it down here, and I said progressive tournaments. What the hell does Big Ben mean by progressive tournaments? What the hell is that? Well,
Jeff, do you feel that it kind of resembles like a couple other app games out there? Like Real Racing 3, it's the same kind of thing, you know? You race the really slow, the really easy tracks, and then you just kind of build up your cars in your little garage, and you can keep proceeding in that game, But
it's basically the way the tutorial's set up for this game.
Yeah.
Only that the tutorial really won't exist except for maybe a short version of it to teach you how to rev up or whatever, where to shift, blah blah blah. But you're still going to have to go through a basic tutorial or your A, B, C, and all those classes. It's just going to be in a different format. It's instead of being a new player and having to race in multiplayer to get cash so you can upgrade your cars. Now you're going to have these little small tournaments or showdowns or turf events or whatever they're going to call them. And you'll race for that and you'll get your crates. Hence earning new cars, gems, RRC, paints, wheels, etc. Those crates are going to be the key. Okay, now they race to earn. That's what he said last night. Okay, so race to earn. So you're going to have to race. You're going to have to race a lot. Whoever races the most gets the most crates. Advances quicker. My concern is not that. My concern is what's going to happen to me, a guy who's raced since it was launched, with all my cars, thousands of cars, and all my mills and all my inventory and I want to know what's going to happen to that. That's supposed to happen. They're supposed to let us know next week.
I feel it'll be all
Thanks, Soul Taker.
To be honest, I mean, those guys don't want to piss us all off, I mean, I think that, some people that told me on Facebook as well, they stated, don't just, I know you're trying to tell everyone to, buy their favorite cars now in the showroom, but maybe they should wait until that episode comes on before they go spending their RRC. And I understand that now because, I mean, to be honest, you might be like me. I'm an S-Class, guy. All I like to play with now is S-Class. And I'm looking at it in the view of my eyes that the ratings and the position of where the cars are in the food chain of all the vehicles, of how they pink one another, I think it's going to be completely revamped. I mean, just that little, photo they put up on the screen, and it says R1 for the NSX.
Exactly.
And there's a debate that could be the same one that we have in our garage, or it could be a new one. But at the same time, they have done this before in very many of the other updates before this, huge 7.0. I mean, we've seen for the Mazda Fury, it went from, a lower lobby rating. The Evo 8 has changed from, it used to be only a 1661, now it's a 1663. It's always a change. We've gone through this many times before, but this is a bit more extravagant. of a change where it's really going to make us all have to be like, wow, like we can't use the same tactics, we can't use our same process of playing the game. We have to completely, go with the flow of whatever they decide, just like you've been saying.
Exactly, and that's all we can do. I tried as soon as I got any information. I watched that video 3 times, and I pulled out of it every single stitch of information I could. I talked to all my guys, and I explained to them, if you want to get out, do it now.
Yeah.
If you don't, you ride the storm out. Like I told them, for one, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm not buying nothing.
I'm not gonna act all crazy just at the the slightest sign. Crates, yeah. So I did get a message on my Facebook account here from Ron. He had a couple of questions, and I figured I'd address them. He says, "Hey Joe, my question is: after 7.0, with ghost shifting being removed, will they end up resetting all of the tunes?" So there's 2 different separate issues here: ghost shifting and resetting tunes. So I don't know how to quite answer this because I don't have the answers, but I do know from hints from the Carbonated crew that they do have ultimate goals of removing ghost shifting from the game. So I don't know if it's going to happen 7.0. I think it may, but I'm not 100% sure.
They most likely will. They promised us that they would never reset our tunes again.
Right.
Yeah, I remember.
Well,
they promised they'd never do that.
Here's a little something.
If you have a ghost shift tune, and they remove ghost shifting,
it's
that
gonna
tune won't be any good.
Right, but that's not going through over across the board and changing. And the thing is people don't realize this, that when tunes were reset, as they say, that was not the intention. That was a side effect of something. Right then, there was a lot of there was. Yeah.
So what happened was they were going to introduce more cars, R3s and other cars, and they needed to change that and bring bigger, higher lobbies. And doing that, it increased some cars, made some cars slower, made some cars faster. And that's why it screwed up the tunes.
Right. Well, there was also what was going on at the time. There was a tool they were developing. And what it was is there were some cheats going on in the game where cars were going much faster than they should have been going. You would see a Honda Civic SI, and it could hit it. Exactly, for example. We all know a Honda Civic SI can hit 9.9, 9.8 nowadays. But at the time, they were hitting 7.3, 6.9. There was a cheat out there that could, cars could be going much faster than they were intended to go. So you would lose your car and you would say, well, what the heck? You would email customer service and you would say, hey, I lost a car and I know I lost it to this Honda Civic SI and I know that car can't go that fast. There was cheating, and obviously there was cheating. But customer service was just a general customer service. They did this game, they did that game, they did other games. So they didn't know that a Stella can go 6.85. They didn't know that an Evo 8 can go 8.59. They didn't know this. So they had a general response that said, sorry, this car was operating within the confines that we find to be acceptable, no cheating, and obviously cheating was going on, but they didn't know. So this happened over and over and over, and people were getting really upset. I lost plenty of cars to cheaters, and I was really getting upset, getting furious, and everybody was. So what they did was, at the time, Glue came up with a tool that could take a car and it could run over and over and over every combination of RPM shifts known to man, whether it was starting off at 0.1 RPM shift over and over, 0.2, 0.3, then 0.1, and then the next one 0.2, 0. Every single combination of thousands upon thousands to find out that exact car's fastest time. And that's what they did. They were doing that, and then they would give it a buffer. So if they found out a car could run 6 seconds, that's example, I know it's not true, but 6 seconds was the fastest that car could go, they would say, hey, we'll give it a buffer of 5.8. And if that car goes faster than 5.8, we're going to give you a tie, a disqualification or a tie. So they were doing this in the background, and what happened was something happened, and in order to implement this into the system, it was an unforeseen disaster, basically, that it changed tunes. It was not intentional. Blue didn't say, hey, screw these players and all the money and time they put into it, we're going to change their tune. No, it was just one of those side effects of implementing this tool to help combat cheaters, basically. So you can blame the cheaters for it, but don't blame carbonated, don't blame glue, don't blame CIE.
Again, all that did was clutter up extra data.
Absolutely. You got it.
More patches, more potholes.
Yeah. I love that. More patches, more potholes. Damn, that's good.
I'm brilliant. Write it down.
I am. Write it down, remember it, take a picture. I don't give a F. Wow. So I bet you do. I bet you do, Frank.
No, I work at an asphalt plant.
Oh, there we go. Now the pieces come together. Now the piece. That's great. So that's just a little background for those of you who, talk about when they screwed up our tunes. Yes, ultimately tunes did get screwed up. A lot of people don't know the reasoning behind it, that it was not intentional. It was not intentional at all. It did happen, but I just wanted to kind of put a few of the pieces of the puzzle together so you guys can see there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that we don't know about and that we don't really understand, but they are happening and from day to day, and they're all intended to make the game better for us as players, because without us as players, we know there would not be a future. So you have to make sure your players are happy. If there's cheaters.
When we want it.
That's right. We want it now, damn it. We want it all. We want it now.
Everybody that works here are brilliant. I mean, they're all smart, way smarter than all of us.
Yeah,
they're geniuses.
So,
what they do takes a lot of time. And
they do care.
It's very, very hard.
You guys are hearing it right here from the players.
Okay, they want it to work.
At least they're there in term.
Right.
When nobody else wants to work and take pride in their job.
Well, that's it. That's exactly it, Prophet. Back in the day, we would have a problem on a Friday night during turf. It didn't even get a second thought until Monday morning. But I could ask.
Those guys are there all week.
I'll bet you I could ask Daniel. And I don't know this because I don't really have a personal relationship with Daniel. But if I asked him, how many hours do you work, Daniel? Do you think he's going to say 40 hours a week? I doubt it. If I ask him, Daniel, Daniel, do you work 50 hours a week? I doubt it. Daniel, do you work 60 hours a week? I doubt it. I bet you an average week, and I'm guessing, I am totally guessing, I'm going to say that he puts in 70 to 80 hours a week. Easy.
80 plus.
I do about 70.
Yeah. You do?
Yeah, man, I work like a dog.
Yeah.
Winters are tough for me. That's why, the winters I'm not as active on TV.
So, Well, you know, we all have personal lives going on. We all have, you know, stuff that we got to take care of, and you know, I don't get to play as much as I'd like to, but you know, that's just me. I could play all day every day. That's just me. But
yeah, you're telling me.
so wow, we still have 44 people live streaming it, hanging out with us right now. We got Craig. Don't hate Crystal. Who hates Crystal? Oh, there's Crystal. Crystal. I have to say, Crystal was like an amazing guest yesterday.
I agree.
That's awesome. That was my first female guest ever. And I know there's females that play the game, but I don't really get to talk to many of them and live stream with many of them. And Crystal came on here, and she was just an absolute champ. Like, jumped right in. We've live streamed with each other plenty of times before. We're all pretty comfortable and just hanging out, having fun. But nope, that didn't stop her from being the newbie. She was just like, whoa, hold up. Here's my opinion. Hear me out. And it was great. So thank you, Crystal. I'm definitely going to have Crystal on again real soon, along with some other people. I'm just making relationships out there. There's some people I want to interview and talk to, but they're still shy. They're like, I don't know. It's live stream. I'm like, dude, there's nothing to it. It's just, look at it. We're just hanging out. It's like 5 of us talking.
I'm sitting in my chair doing nothing.
Yeah, me and Bob were talking earlier. It's like, I don't know too many people in real life that play Racing Rivals, so I don't get to just hang out and talk to people about it and go, hey, this is that, and blah, 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 blah. Neither did he. But when we live stream, it's great because there's 5 of us right here that have something in common. We all play Racing Rivals, and we can sit here and just BS about it until the sun comes up. And that's really, really awesome. So I like that. You get different opinions and viewpoints that you may not have had before, you may not have seen, and it's really awesome. So I like it. I need a breather. I need another sip of beer here. So
Women are evil.
Women are evil.
Yeah, they're evil. I mean, I don't know her personally, but women are fucking evil. If it has 4 wheels or tips, it'll give you a headache.
If it's got wheels, what was the tires or tits? It'll give you trouble.
Okay.
Or the other would be if it's got tires and testicles, it'll give you trouble. I guess whichever way you look at it, right?
Yeah, until it breaks down, and then oh hey buddy.
Yes. So we're gonna make Crystal a mod. So she can, there we go, Crystal, there you go. So I brought up something earlier, Jeff, you were talking, and I didn't want to be rude and interrupt, but you had a little spark go off in my brain, which honestly doesn't happen too often anymore. But I wrote down progressive tournaments, and I was like, what the hell does progressive tournaments mean? But I kind of remembered what I was talking about. So 7.0, and one thing I really hope they have are achievements. Other games have had it in the past. They've had achievements where it kind of gives you something other than other than just racing and just repetitiveness. There's a long-term goal that you can work towards. So I've logged on, and I don't know if you guys have done this before, but I've logged on to Racing Rivals. It comes to the garage, and you're looking at, I don't know, there's a turf car, a Mazda RX-7 sitting there, or an MR8, or whatever. And you're looking at it, and you sit there, and you ever get this where you look at it, and you just sit there and stare and go, what am I doing? What am I doing? What do I want to do today? Do I want to go in multiplayer turf? Do I want to do turf? Or maybe it's a showdown night. Do I want to do showdown? Or what do I want to do? Like, I'm at a crossroads here, and I don't know quite what to do. I'm lost. I'm at a loss here. So what achievements does, you can go to your achievement page and you can look, and there's a list of stuff you can do over the long term. You know, maybe you have a goal, 50 pink slip wins, all right? 50 pink slip losses maybe. You know, top 100 tournament. You know, there's achievements that you can kind of go and look over the long term. You're welcome, Crystal. And you can look over the long term and kind of have a guideline, like your North Star. It keeps you focused in the direction you want to go. So when you log on, it's not just random, like you're sitting there, you get lost up in chat, maybe turf chat, team chat, global chat's not there anymore, but you know, you just get lost in maybe personal chat, and then you next thing you know is like, oh, well, I wasted 45 minutes where I should have been racing or I should have been doing something. So if you have achievements, you can have something to look forward to. So above and beyond that, this is where the spark came in. Progressive tournaments. So say you have an achievement that says in one event, one tournament, or like turf or showdown, you have to win top 100. And after you win that, you say, oh, I won top 100. You've unlocked that achievement. Turf racer achievement or showdown racer achievement. And you get something small, whether it's maybe 5 gems or 100,000 RRC, or maybe a special wrap if it's a really cool achievement. And you work on these. So then after the tournament, next thing you know is there's another one that says, hey, after 3 tournaments, you have to, you say 3 tournaments, you want to be top 100 in 3 tournaments. And after that tournament, after you unlock that, you've won top 100 place 3 times, you get a small car, or maybe more gems, more RC, or a better wrap, or some paint that's, you know, pretty rare. And you keep unlocking these achievements over time. And what it is then eventually maybe there's a progressive tournament where it's like every week there's 3 or 4, maybe 1 tournament every day. And if you're in that tournament and you get top 100, after 6 tournaments, we'll say, whatever, I don't know, arbitrary number, you win, you have an average of top 100. You've made the top 100 in 6 different tournaments. Now you're eligible for an even bigger and better tournament. So the only people in this tournament are people who have won the past 6 tournaments, top 100 or better. Now you're in this tournament. Now if you win top 100 in this, you get a really cool car. You get a really cool gold wrap or some really highly sought after maybe wheels or paint that you couldn't get before. And you slowly work your way up the tournament ladder. I don't know. Just something I was thinking about.
And I agree with all that. I also think that what's going to happen is, excuse me, they're going to introduce cars, new cars.
Yep.
And if you've seen what they were doing with the garage and the car decks, you can click on that car. You know, it shows he had 2 of 10 Honda.
Yes.
Well, it'll show all of them. So if you want one of those cars, there's a find it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on that. You're going to find it. It's going to say you have to go race in this tournament or this event. You can get X amount, then you can get this car.
Yes.
So that's where all that came from. Is from seeing that in the car deck yesterday. I
like that. That's good because you see there's a card, you want it. Oh, where do you find it? Let's go to the card deck. So I like that. Like they showed that yesterday, and I thought to myself, I guess from being a veteran, I can look at a car, and there's a few cars here and there. Don't get me wrong, I don't know them all, but there's a few cars here and there that catch me up. But for the most part, I can look at that and go, yeah, that was a turf car. That was a crate car. That was a bronze, or that was a silver crate way back in the day. No, that's a and I can pick them out. But for new players, I guess it's not that simple, especially if you're new to the game. Obviously, you don't know where that car came from. And if you know where that car came from, you have a goal. I want that car. Now I know how to get that car. Dude, I love Evo 8s. My favorite car in the world is an Evo 8. Where do I get one? It's not in the showroom anymore. Oh, I have to win top 600 or better in a showdown tournament? Guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be in showdown. Yeah.
That way, that's why you could, when you go to open up your app, you know exactly where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much, it's like Racer Club 24/7.
Yes.
But there will be many different events.
Yeah.
And it'll be.
Well, that's the one thing
medium, hard, extreme.
Yes, and they were talking about this with the the UI, user interface, which is basically what we see when we play. Like, that's the user interface. We can click on this button and we can click on that. The old user interface was really broken and, what's the word? Potholes and patches. So it was really broken, really complicated, and if you wanted to add something, it was almost not impossible, but it would take a lot of resources, time. So this new user interface, I'm hoping, from what I hear, is much cleaner, much smoother and streamlined. And one of the coolest things is that during Turf, you could have a pop-up event happening at the same time that is completely independent of Turf or independent of Showdown. You could do Bun, you could do the other, and it will not affect one and the other, and they have different prizes, they have different goals to work towards, and you know, I think that's really cool.
That's what we're hoping for. It's gotta be better than what we have now. That's no doubt.
That's it. We've gotten used to, let's be honest, we've gotten used to the system that's in place now, and we've come to accept the system as it is. To the point where if a new system comes in place, we almost reject the new system. The new system could be much better than what we have now, but we've just been so accustomed to what we have that the new system is immediately rejected, you know. And I don't want to do that. Like, I've done that so many times over the years with this game and with other games. We don't accept change very well. And I think that this new system, give it a chance. I think we're going to be really, really happy with it. I really think that, I'm not saying that. There's nobody out there telling me to say this. I honestly believe this. I think that they're doing a wonderful job. I think that, see, Chad already right here. Chad already in live stream says 6.0 sucks, 7.0 will suck also. He's already jumping to conclusions. Chad, give it a chance, my man. Give it a chance. You might be surprised. You might actually go, hey, this is better than what we have. They've been giving us scraps of crust around the edge of the bread, but we're going to get a big bite of the sandwich. It might be good. He says he's just joking. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
while they're making the while they're telling us all the information in their live feeds every week, it seems like they're in a good direction. They called it friction, basically, the little issues of like the garage being the main center point of
Royal Phoenix pays attention because he used the word friction, and I know exactly what he's talking about because they only mentioned it a few times, but this man pays attention. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay, man. It's fine. But yeah, definitely, it seems like they're cleaning it up a little bit. I mean, it looks like they're even degrading some of the graphics for the menu just to make it smoother and faster again. Because I know back in our first time of the game, the graphics weren't that incredible for the menu or the tuning. It was just, real flat display, 2D. And it just came up, and you click it way faster than it is today. It takes so much more time to build cars.
They also said that was just prototype. I'm sure they'll all get cleaned up, different, better icons. But I agree with you. That friction, that's what we're talking about. All that friction.
Yep.
That was all those patches and potholes.
Right. Stuff that we've gotten used to. We've come to accept it over the years, and we don't need to accept it. They're cutting the fat. They're cutting all of the potholes and patches out, making it a nice, smooth highway for us to cruise down. That's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm with Frank, though, we got collections, and I know a lot of other people have collections. And, you know, we all value it so very much because, you know, you haven't even gotten to use it. You haven't even gotten to lose it. You know, you haven't even gotten to paint it or, you know, add something to it or whatever. But I'm hoping for the best. You know, I'm hoping that, you know, they don't really, you know, change it too much. You know, especially I love the performance parts. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the performance parts and they would rather see it gone. You have an administrator that on your page on Facebook that clearly does not like the performance parts, especially on A class. And I'm not familiar with his name, and I do apologize for not remembering his name right now. But
that's okay.
I got quite a few 2016 NSXs fully fiberglassed up, and I'm just like thinking in my head, are these gonna just go to like being a normal NSX, and you know, you know, it'll be a different class of, you know, of the game again?
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to take our cars that we've earned and we've spent all this time and money collecting. I don't think they're going to take them and absorb them into something else like that. I do, however, think that the events will be kind of leaning towards categories that don't favor these cars, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah, definitely. To keep us all on the same gameplay, the same battlefield.
Right, so it's like, say they add in some new cars, they're going to make, or a new, say they add in actually a new make, a new manufacturer. Maybe they'll have events that kind of specifically target these makes and models so that, you know, your Acura is not eligible for turf. You know, they're not going to get rid of it, but maybe it's not going to be eligible. You know, they're going to try to wean us and push us in one direction or the other to kind of favor these new cars coming out or these new whatever they have.
But I have a really good feeling that those cars that we have
will be collectors.
They're going to be in the category of next live stream of collectibles.
Yeah.
I don't believe that they're going to ever be released again.
Wow. Whoa, hold on. That's a big bomb.
You have a very rare car.
Wow.
And the value that you have with that car to pink it is going to be way up there. It's going to be, you know, you pink that car, lose it, you're gonna feel it.
Wow.
I feel it already.
Wow.
There's some pretty cars, man. I've lost quite a few to Pooh Boy, if he's out there.
Dude, Pooh Boy. Okay. So before,
Pooh Boy beats everybody.
Dude, me and Pooh Boy went back and forth. We were both in a Ford Focus RSRE, and it was very friendly, but it was cutthroat at the same time. Like, we were like complimenting, dude, great race. We went back and forth. I was on one of my secret accounts at the time, and I can't remember which it was. So nobody knew it was me. So I didn't want to say, hey, this is so-and-so. But man, me and him, what he's got, like, does he have, like, he must have, I think he has like a dog. Does he have some sort of dog as a,
Yeah, he does. It might be his dog.
Yeah. But it was great because we went back and forth, and I was like, man, we would race like 5 mil pinks, 5 mil pinks, 5 mil pinks over and over, back and forth. It was so awesome. It was the greatest time ever. That was great.
That's awesome.
Pooh Boy, yeah. It was like XXX Pooh Boy XXX, I think is his name.
I think I let him take like 3 of mine.
You let him?
Not let him, but I tried to give him what I could, you know. But I don't know what happened, man. I was doing great. I was taking everyone's little sex, and then all of a sudden he came in the lobby and he decked me out every single time. I just couldn't pull off those times. I couldn't pull my times off.
What's
I don't know what it was, but
what's your?
But
Do you have a favorite car you race, or a particular brand, or what? How do you when you log on? How do you determine what car you're racing and where you're going?
I look at it as like brackets. You know, if you're really racing up against the cars that are set up. I mean, they're all set up for one reason. You know, a lot of people want to just be the fastest car, the fastest S class, and they just want to think everything that's below it. You know, so I look at it as a strategic way that if I'm in a Gallardo, you know, I'm not going to think anything more than a Viper GTS or a McLaren or something, you know, or something below it if they want to pink me in.
That's
right.
right.
Get tough on me.
You had a thing for McLarens.
Yeah, I did for a while. You got to understand that when the game was evolving and everyone was learning how to rev drop, I was still into it with the you know, the tapping, you know, feeling like it's a gas pedal.
I can't do that. I cannot do that. I'm not that talented.
I can't do it anymore.
Some cars I tap, some cars I drop.
Really?
And when I go to church, I usually pick like the cheapest piece of shit that I can get, and then try to pick the nice car. You know, it's a challenge, but then people get nervous. They fuck up. That's your car now.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll be honest. Like I do the drop. You guys know I do the drop, but that's because I've sucked.
But yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that, you know, they're pretty picky, and I understand why, because, you know, you got a nice car, you're not going to pick something fast. I can hear that.
Yeah, definitely. I just, you know, back then, you know, the McLaren thing, it was back then, no one really knew how to drive that car, you know, at the time.
What car?
Push it to the McLaren. You know, back when, you know, we didn't have as many, you know, extravagant S-Class turf cars. You know, the McLaren, you know, people would lose their McLarens all the time to, you know, Viper GTSs. So, you know, to push it to its limits and to kind of break the boundaries with the players to be like, oh, whoa, like this car could actually really take my car. You know, it makes that player knowledgeable and be like, well, man, I want to get in that car. That too. You know,
I love that.
That's the feeling.
That's the best part, is like taking a car, and I don't want to say a sleeper because I don't really think, I mean, nowadays I don't think there are any sleepers. You can go on Racing Rivals Collective Records and you can find out which cars go what speed, what lobbies. So there's really not too much of a shock. But back in the day, I love that. I love taking a car that people look down upon and kind of laugh. You in a lobby like, what the hell are you doing in that car, man? I'm going to pick on him. I want his car. And all of a sudden, boom, hitting that perfect launch. Nailing each and every shift precisely where it needed to be. And just coming to a, you know, that photo finish there, that slow motion finish. And their heart, I could just feel their heart just sinks down to their stomach, and you're on edge. You're sitting there, and then it went, and you're like, yeah, come on, man. And it's just the greatest feeling in the world. I love that. It was the best.
Good boy. Boy's name is Dennis Peterson.
Dennis. I'm gonna have to chat him up on Facebook one of these days, because me and him, we used to go back and forth at a few times, and it was really friendly.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a little older. He always complains he's old and slow, and the dude is faster than anybody.
Yeah. No, he's good.
He hangs out a lot.
He's a good racer.
And he's very, very good.
Yeah. If he tells you.
A few times, and I raced with him back on No Limits with Heather. Heather and her boyfriend's team.
Yep.
That's how I met Dennis years ago. And yeah, he's a good, really, really good guy.
Yeah. No, if Poopily tells you for a second that he's slow, don't believe him. He's a good racer. Me and him went back and forth. I think, if I remember correctly, it might have been a few different cars, but the one specific time I remember, it was a Ford Focus RS RE. This was like right when they first came out, and we were going back and forth, back and forth. We would raise 5 mil, and then like we'd search and find each other in the lobby. Hey, man, good race. And then next thing you know, he challenged me. And I'm like, you can't back down. Can't back down. So I raise up a mill. He'd raise up. We'd go up, and one of us would hit pinks. We'd go at it. And it was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I just remember going, man, this is why I play the game. Like, this is the excitement. This is what I love, man. Just like, I'm not here to talk trash on people. It's always good to win, yes. I'm not here to talk trash and talk down upon anybody. But, man, when I win or he wins, it's just an amazing feeling that you don't get from other games. And
that's fun.
Yes.
I like doing that.
Yeah, man, it's the same feeling if you're out on the streets and, street racing or at the car clubs or whatever, man. It's the same feeling.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But it's much safer, and you don't really risk the.
I definitely don't spend as much money anymore.
Well, that's true, yeah.
I told you, Joe, like when I first started, and my wife will attest to this. She sit right here and watch me. And I had maybe 12 cars in my garage.
Yeah.
That's how long ago. And someone would raise pinks with me, and I would wait for a second, try to catch my breath, and I'd do it. And I know for a fact that that 8 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever that race took, I was holding my breath. I'd hold my breath, and when I got done, I'd be like, either yes, I won, or no, I lost.
I'm telling you.
Victory and the agony of defeat.
Yep.
Both, so.
You say that, and I laugh. But I only laugh because I know it's true. I know exactly what you're talking about. My wife has told me plenty of times. I've been on the couch sitting there, and that's one thing about Racing Rivals. It's good because, like, it's on a mobile device. Like, I used to play consoles, and I would take up the TV, and I'd take up the couch, and she hated it. She was like, she'd go upstairs and was miserable. But since I play on my phone or on the iPad, we can sit, and she can watch her Housewives of New Zealand or whatever on the TV, and I can play Racing Rivals, and we hang out, and plenty of times she looks over at me and she's like, hey man, breathe. And I'm like, what do you mean breathe? And she's like, you're not breathing. And I'm like, I don't know, like she's like, no, you gotta breathe. So then I realized, like, I have a technique. And I guess I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, and I'm sure everybody has like something. Like, each and every one of us probably has like a certain position that we need our hands when we race. Does this sound familiar? Do you guys have like a pre-race ritual?
I look at my thumbs, I look at my fingers, make sure everything's just right.
Yeah. Yeah. Bob's laughing. He knows what's up. Yeah.
It's like your knuckles. Yeah, if I'm thinking K1s or something. Man, I need silence.
Yes. I do the same thing.
Every time.
I
need silence and I need focus.
Yep. I get my iPad in the right position. I get my hands in the right situation. They have to. I go. I gotta go here to the camera. I go like this to make sure the right moisture. My fingers, if they're too dry, I don't feel right. I don't know. I just and then I
told my girlfriend I can't do it around her. Can't do it around her and her dog. No, I just need silence.
Yeah.
I gotta be focused.
So.
Everyone's pretty hard, man. Now, everyone's pretty tough.
My fucking daughter all over me. My girl be screaming shit at me or something.
You just block it all out. Is that it?
Yeah. I'll be at work. It'll be loud as fuck. Guys running machines and shit. I'm just like, just fucking get out of the way. Hey,
I know.
Probably play with sound, do you?
I know you got a job to do, but man, I got a car to win.
Yeah, but you probably turn the sound off, right?
And I try to listen as best I could, but it's fucking, I gotta watch cars party.
Yeah.
Somebody made a post once about, what is your favorite? What are the excuses that you get from people when they lose their car?
I'd be like, I don't think you motherfucker.
And mine was, shut up, I can't hear.
Yeah. So we got Omar. Omar here in live chat. I'm wondering if this is the same Omar that asked the question that I in the group earlier about how will they plan on bridging the gap between new players and old players. I'm just wondering if this is the same Omar. Is that you, Omar? Give me a sign. But yeah, man, I have my routine. And then like when the lights come on, before the lights come on, I take a deep breath. And I don't know if I'm the only one. I hold my breath because I find that my breathing throws off my timing. So if I hold my breath, there's nothing in the way. Like I have a clear, like I don't know how to explain it. I'm in sync with like time, and I can feel when that needle's coming down, when to launch. It's a weird thing, I know, but I do that. I hold my breath, and then for whatever reason, I don't breathe until after I'm done shifting, which is almost at the end of the race. And my wife's like, breathe, breathe.
I take a deep breath, but especially on ThInGs. When I first started thinking, I mean, my heart felt like it was coming out of my chest.
Yeah.
When these guys first got me to go thinking, and it was like the scariest thing for me. But then, like now, all I do, I take a deep breath, let it out, run my race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have that.
I don't have anything now.
Yeah, it's different now.
I just check my hands, make sure that I'm going to hit the buttons right, and I don't even hardly feel anything anymore.
It's on autopilot.
Yeah, if I'm pinking something, high end with nice paint wheels or something, maybe, but I typically just take a picture of it when I lose it.
Uh-huh.
My guys in chat be like, well, there goes another one.
I'll call you a dumbass.
You know what's funny? You're the only one that I know of that takes a picture and sends it to people. Most of us, if we lose a car, if we pretend it didn't happen and we don't talk about it, it never happened. You're the only one who's like, nope, lost another one.
But he does it every week. He sends us, especially when he loses something really nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're getting a picture of it in team chat.
So you guys are on the same team.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you that last night.
I told you I forget things. I'm dumb.
Jeff's my boss, buddy. Remember?
Yes, I remember now. Absolutely. I remember now. How could I forget? Jeff's my boss. Yes.
Yes. We are on the forget.
That's right. Kansas Tracy. Kansas Tracy says, isn't that crazy how pinking a car in a game gives us all a rush? Amazingly great feeling only with, yes, man. That's why I played this game. Like pinking a car, that's what attracted to me to the game. I could have played any game in the world and it would have been the same. Minecraft, name whatever other game is out there right now that people play. Racing Rivals was the only game that I found that brought my heart pumping, made me feel anxiety, adrenaline. It was an amazing feeling, and that's why I still play it to this day. And that's why I am really, I think I'm actually, I don't know. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I think that's why I like the idea of the showroom going kaputs, goodbye, because now you can't just buy and replace a car. You can't buy 50 cars and get your points and that's it. Now you actually have to plan it out, and you might have to have some, I guess I don't want to say, but you have to really think about pinking and really kind of decide if it's worth it or not.
Just pink them all.
Pink them all. In the words of Frank the Tank, pink them all.
But that's true, because that might be, I mean, I'm pretty bored with the game right now. It's so repetitive.
Yep.
And but maybe once they take that away, that feature of us buying, 50
Right.
cars a week to run turf
Right.
with, that
With
feeling will go away. And will actually be more into the game because we have so much more to risk.
Yeah, I think of the game right now, like with the system that's in play, not that that's been made, but the system that's been kind of carved out by the players, buying cars each week. Okay, the events come out, we buy the cars, we turf until they're gone, or we turf until we get our points, whatever, and then we repeat it each week, each week, each week. And if it's a car, oh, hey, C-Class, I know what I'm buying. Or if it's, you know, B-Class, I know what, all-wheel drive, I know what I'm doing. You have everything planned out. You know what you're going to do. Now it's gonna take away that safety net. Right now there's a safety net, meaning you can race all Evos all day long, and who cares, because I spend $20 and I buy, you know, a few Evos off of some sellers, and I'm in the game again. But now maybe that's not going to be the case. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more in depth than that. It's going to be, hey, if I lose this car, I'm freaking done. I don't make my men with the team. Like, there's no replacing these cars. I don't know. It adds an element of danger that I like.
You don't know when you'll be able to replace it. That's why I get the feeling of.
Yeah.
You don't know when the next time you're going to be able to achieve that car. You know, to achieve it in your garage again if you lose it. You know, and we don't even know if we're going to even be able to meet up with one of each other and, like, you know, trade cars anymore. You know.
Well.
Or I think that cars from one garage to another.
I think that would be a big mistake if they did that.
Yeah, I know it would be.
I've played other games, and I want to say, like, Asphalt Street Storm Racing was a really cool game, but it lacked the social aspect. You couldn't join friends, you couldn't make connections, and that's what really did it for me. I played it for a little while, it was great, and then all of a sudden it kind of like mellowed out, and you start thinking, you're like, I don't have any friends on this game. I can't join anybody. I don't have a team. I can't hang out with people. And it just really, for me, it lost its luster just as soon as I realized, like, the social aspect is dead. So if they were to keep us from joining friends, I don't know, man. I think that would be very tough to swallow.
I wouldn't say that we couldn't join friends or anything, but it's just, you know, it's a different aspect, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just jump in and just, you know, paint the same guy over and over again anymore. It's going to be a little bit more, I mean, I know there's going to be some kind of change. It seems like it's heading that way.
Right. But
that's like when you changed the lobbies a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, when they changed it all up, and we were like on different servers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mixed it up.
And then we got to race new people and, you know, people we've never seen in the game before. Like I said last night, up until, you know, recently, I didn't even know who Lex Drama was. I never raced that guy before.
Right, you never saw him.
He's in my lobbies every week now, you know. But I mean, a couple of years ago when they did the whole lobby swapping thing, and it used to be at one point we would have 10 guys from our team all in the same lobby.
Mm-hmm.
And then that all went away, and then it went down to like maybe 2 or 3 of us, and it was all new faces, new people, you know.
I loved.
Call us cheaters, and it was exciting.
I loved the days where Sam Crow would put on a tournament, and we would be in a lobby, and there would be 10, 15 of us, all from Sam Crow, in that lobby doing a tournament. It was great. You could join people. You could do these tournaments. You know. I like the aspect of like the actual like carbonated putting on different events, and we all join and do these events. But I also like the fact that there's an impromptu, like Sam Crow says, hey, pick up a Stella, old school Stella, 5 mil and pinks. That's our tournament this week. Boom, we're gonna do that. I like that. It's really nice.
Also, something to look forward to. I'm sure we're going to be finding out what we can do in the game to, you know, like right now you can pass 20 cars to another account, right?
Yep.
In 1 hour. So like in this new update, I have a feeling that they're going to have different flags for bans and stuff, you know, to like catch people cheating or whatever, you know. I hope it'll be something that doesn't just catch us doing nothing but playing the game, you know.
It's quite possible. You never know what they have in play, you know, in store for us. Hey, you guys are gonna have to hold down chat for like 2 minutes. I gotta jump upstairs. I'll be right back.
Piss break.
Yeah, you know it. I didn't want to say it. This beer's going right through me. So you guys, who wants to hold? Who can hold down shop for me for a few?
I got you, Joe.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll be back in like 2 minutes at most. Be right back, guys.
Something's going on there.
So the best part of the new update is going to be these crates. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, whenever you're going to have to race to earn them, and when you go to open them, it's going to be so thrilling. They've already said that, you know, the drop rate on them is going to be way different. You know, they watched one guy open crates and Colby opened crates and he had 3 of something, 3 red lights. Griff opened crates and didn't get any. So they know right now that those drop rates were failures. So they're going to fix that. I'm really interested in the color coding of the rarity, and I'm telling you guys that's going to be something it's something to look forward to right there. There's no doubt in my mind. That's going to be what we want to go for. I'm just hoping that through all this, they don't do anything with our turf war on our teams. I want to be able to continue the social aspect of it.
Definitely.
If I don't have that, I don't race. Sorry. I've been a leader for a long time in this game, and the only reason I continue to play is because of that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I feel like it's a good, heartwarming feeling to have a good set of guys. You play with them, you know, every week.
Yeah. Well, you know, and whenever I first started playing, I remember the first thing I did, man. First thing I did as soon as I got out of bed is ran to my phone. I want to see what's going on with the guys. I want to know what place we're in. I want to start racing before I even get the sleep out of my eyes. You know,
there'd be times I wouldn't even get out of bed and I'd be checking my phone.
Yeah.
It's on the table right next to me, and I pick it up and make sure, you know, if we're going top 25 that week, which we did quite a few times, I wanted to make sure we were still within that distance. And if we were out, it was like, okay, go to the bathroom, handle your business, come back, crack open a Mountain Dew, light a cigarette, and let's go racing.
There we go. Yes. No, like, I actually, a few months back, man, I don't know what came over me, but I had the opportunity. I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my team and race. I figure I can muster together 20 players.
You did awesome that week.
No, not you guys. They did awesome. Like,
you had a bunch of beasts on your team that week.
Dude, we did. Like, I really was just like, I wanted to see, I figured I could muster together enough people to do top 25, you know, and I was like, all right, top 25. And I got like, you know, I put a few posts, one on Drama House, one on my group, and I randomly picked, you know, 20 people, 19 people besides myself. A few people, I was like, yeah, they were like, dude, I'm totally in if you ever do this. So I was like, all right, I got a spot for you. So I added them. And then like, even like an hour before turf, I didn't have a full team. And I was just like, even after turf, I was like, a couple people were like, oh, I won't be able to race. Sorry, man. I was like, all right, well, I'll replace you. No big deal. And it was just amazing that like there were so many people out there that we ended up obviously getting first place. And it was just the most bizarre thing I've ever, because I was only setting out to do top 25. But it was the same sort of thing. I woke up each day, and the first thing I did, I didn't even get out of bed. Checked my phone, and I'm like, holy crap, man, we're we're in 7th place. This is freaking amazing. I jump on, I do some racing, I went to bed. Next morning I wake up and I'm like, dude, we're in 2nd place? What the hell? 2nd place? And next thing I know, it's like I fall asleep. It was a Sunday. Football was on. And I'm sitting on the couch watching football, kind of dozing in and out. You know how it is when you watch football, just all of a sudden my phone starts going off. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, it's my buddy Jesper. And he's like, dude, so-and-so needs you to get on right now. And I'm like, what? So I get on and I look and they're like, dude, we're totally going for 1st place. And I was like, are you kidding me? And that's when I was like, all right, 1st place it is, man. Like, balls to the wall. Couldn't believe it, man. But it was just like one of those things where, yeah, you wake up and like, you don't even get out of bed. You grab your phone. First thing you do is you go like this and you're like, oh, just to see what's going on. What did you miss while you were asleep? I was only out for like 4 hours, but what did I miss? Holy crap, man, 2nd place. You guys want to go for it? Let's do it. Let's do it. So the rest was history. But yeah, I know what you mean, man. Just waking up and just like checking your phone to see what did you miss? What's going on? That's it.
It was, I mean,
Sticky
my
Ricky.
wife, she just sit there and she smiled at me from the other room. Well, what's going on?
Yep. Yep.
Been a great support through this whole last 5 years. I mean, she's unbelievable. I mean,
yeah.
She walks into the room. She wants to say something to me. She's listening to see where I'm at, what my status is. If I'm getting ready to race, she stands there quietly. It's just amazing. She's not trying to interrupt. She's not trying to get me mad because I lost something.
No, that's my wife.
We got a great woman there.
Yeah, no, my wife absolutely hates. Like I play Call of Duty. She's like, shoot him in the face, and I'm like, oh my god, come on, man! I shot you first. I'm pissed off and I'm yelling. I'm throwing shit. I'm so mad. I can't tell you how many controllers I've broken playing Call of Duty. And she's just like, I'm going upstairs. Like this. Tell me when you're done. This is ridiculous. But like,
I get that too.
Racing Rivals.
I used to something and start losing a bunch of cars, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're stressing me out."
That's one thing. Like I don't want to yell at my wife when I lose a car, but there's times I'm like, "Son of," and she's like, "So, what do you want for dinner?" And I just want to like, but I don't. Crazy. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I totally agree.
A couple of years ago, it was 2 weeks after I got my iPhone 6. And I was running Pinks that night, and I lost 7 Pinks races in a row. I threw my phone across the room. It shattered it. So I couldn't even turf anymore for the rest of the weekend.
Come on, wow.
I mean, it was shattered. It took me 2 weeks to get my new phone, and now, I mean, I've come to the point of where I want to throw it, but I don't. I just like kind of put it down on my lap or something.
I throw mine, but I throw it at the couch.
So, let me just take a moment here, guys. I totally spaced it out. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. We're going to do a quick introduction again for those of you who didn't catch the beginning. You may be wondering who we're talking to. So first of all is Jeff Fiesel, Surreal. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
How's it going?
You guys know Jeff. With us as well as Frank the Tank from Stage 3 Motors. He's here. He officially gave us a PG-13 rating.
Hey, yeah, everybody knows.
There he is. That's the man. And a guy I met just yesterday in the live chat. He was right here just chatting away. Craig was like, hey. And I recognized the name. I said, I see Prophet of Doom here every live stream. And Craig was like, hey, let's see if we can get him on the show. So he exchanged information. We got him on here. Here he is again, Prophet of Doom. What's up, buddy?
That's me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. And last but definitely not least, a guy who, it's really cool to talk to him because I have chatted with him on Facebook and on the forums over and over throughout the years. And I've never actually had a chance to really meet him. Tonight was my first time meeting him. Royal Phoenix, a.k.a. Bob, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me out here.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. I got to say, my pleasure. I love having each and every one of you on. I know it's probably a burden to you guys, like, I got to take a few hours out of my time and talk, but I really appreciate it. I got to say, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the listeners, all the viewers, all my guests who decide, hey, I'm going to take a little bit of time out of my day and hang out with this fool, like this YouTube fool here. Like, I don't know. It's. I was telling Bob, it's humbling. It's really, or I was telling Craig too earlier too as well. It's very humbling, like to see there's 40 people right now, 40 people in the live stream watching, hanging out, who could be doing whatever with their girlfriends or their wives. They could be working for some extra coin. They could be playing the video game right there. Look at that. Neo Padding 2010, aka Dustin Patton, just did a super chat. Give me $1. Freaking amazing. That's awesome. Like, you know, you guys could be doing anything you want, anything in the world you want, but you're here with me tonight, hanging out. I hope I'm entertaining. I hope I'm informative. I hope I, you know, maybe bring some little bit of joy to your life in some odd way, shape, or form. I hope that's possible. I hope that's what's happening. I appreciate you guys beyond belief. I can't stress that enough. So really want to say,
you're the guru of racing rivals.
I'm just an ordinary guy.
Your tutorials have helped me. I'm sure everybody, all of us that are here, and everybody in chat right now has watched your videos more than once just to figure out how to drive these cars.
Well,
Joe even watches his own videos.
I do. I watch my. I can't remember the drop and the shifts on all the cars, but I just want to say, like,
there's too many of them.
There are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. He just wanted to help out a fellow YouTuber. Well, thank you very much, Neo. Man, you're the man. You are the man. No, but I'm just an ordinary guy. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just an ordinary guy. This whole thing fell into my lap. Like, I started out, a buddy of mine, Blueberry. We would race Scion TCs. He was in a Honda Civic most of the time, but I was in a Scion TC. And we would race, and I would just like be getting these 9.9, low 9.9s, 9.8s, and he was just like, what the hell are you doing, man? How do you get these times? And I shared my tune with him, and he still couldn't get these times. He's like, dude, you got to show me where you're shifting. I told him it wasn't working, so I said, I'll tell you what, I'll make a video for you, and I'll text message it to you. So I recorded the video. I tried to text message it to him, and it was just too big. And he's like, I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I wish I could help you out. So he's like, well, tell you what, you have a YouTube channel? And I said, well, I have a YouTube account. I use it to watch videos, but I don't really have a channel. He's like, take that video and upload it to YouTube. And I said, okay. So I uploaded it, and he watched it, and he's like, oh, holy crap, man, that's how you do it. All right. So he started getting better and better times, and I was like, cool. So like a month or so went by, and then I logged back on YouTube to watch some videos, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me check that video that I put up. I'm just curious. And it had like thousands of views, and I was like, dumbfounded. What? How does that video have 1,000-something views? I was like, that's crazy. So the whole thing just kind of fell into my lap. But other than that, man, like, I'm just like your average, normal, I'm just your average guy, your average Joe. Like, I play video games, I drink beer, I go to work, I wake up, I go to sleep, nothing out of the normal. And that's that. So it's really humbling that there's so many people here that are like, hey, I'm kind of curious what this idiot has to say. I'm going to sit here and tune in to this moron. It's really funny. Like, I don't know. I love it. It's great. You guys really bring a smile to my face and make it all worthwhile. All the time that I sit here and do all this, I could be upstairs drinking beer and sitting in front of the TV, but no, I'm down here drinking beer, sitting in front of the computer. You guys make it awesome.
Well, thanks for doing what you do. We all appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you. You tuning in, listening, and you, Bob, and Jeff, and Frank, and of course you, Prophet. Appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with me. So let's get back to business. What's new? Tell some stories. I don't know. People want to hear war stories. Like, what's the best win? Everybody's got like a story that they want to tell people. They're like,
I got a story I want to tell.
Jeff, go for it. Go for it. I'd love to hear it.
You had just mentioned the sign on TC.
Yes.
When I was just racing, I raced the heck out of that car. I liked that car so much. And back then, I believe I was probably still tapping. It was right when I first started the game. And I was trying to actually save some money to finish the campaign, and I wanted to buy another one so I could pick that one. And somebody challenged me to a Pink's race, and I chickened. And because I didn't want to get rid of it. So a few minutes later, I raced a little bit. Pretty soon, I challenged him again. I was confident I'll pick him. So I challenged him again. And he bet all the money I had. And I'm like, how in the world does this dude know exactly how much money I have? Wow, how did he do that? And I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to raise Pinks. And I raised Pinks on him, and I can tell you right now, you could probably see my heart beating out of my shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes, my hands sweat, my breathing, I'm getting hot. Here comes the light, and I'm just getting ready to launch. I'm tapping like crazy. I'm getting ready to launch, and he fouled. And he doubled me up and gave me his car. I immediately shut off my game.
Yeah.
I shut the game off, and I went out and smoked a cigarette. I was smoking still then. Went out and smoked a cigarette. Was like, oh my God, I'm walking in a circle. I cannot believe that just happened. Oh my God. I immediately know it. It could have been like $42,000 or something. I was like, oh my God, oh my gosh. You know, I could finally buy another one of those cars, and I could paint the, you know, that was the beginning, I think, right then and there when I got hooked and was never looking back.
Those are the moments that really make the game what it is. Like, I have a million memories very similar to that. Maybe not exactly, but a million memories where I'm racing and there's pinks and it's just everything comes together. The perfect drop, the perfect launch, the perfect shifts. And it comes down to a photo finish. Your heart is pounding. Like, they're going to need the freaking, you know, the electronic, the defibrillators. They're going to have to bring me out of cardiac arrest. Like, and like, that's why I play the game. That is every reason why I play the game. And that's what keeps me coming back for more. Craig.
My biggest memory is good old Surreal there. We used to be in lobbies every Saturday night, and Jeff was just a card in the chat. I mean, it was great. And me and him used to race each other, and at first, every time I'd hit him, he'd throw pinks at me, and I'd always chicken. Finally, I would hit him, and he would raise money on me. And at first, we were just running, you know, $1,000 bets, $5,000 bets, and he would always win and take my money. And the one night I remember the most is he raised $50K on me, and I was in the bedroom playing the game, and I actually beat him fair and square for $50,000. Ran into the living room and told my girlfriend at the time I just beat Surreal, and I had the biggest smile on my face. And I mean, it was back then. I went after all the top teams. I went after Banana Speed, QAF. Who else was around? Stone Incorporated. I knew if I could beat those guys, that then I was somebody, you know. And those were the guys that I was around that I wanted to race. Guys from these specialists at the time. I needed to race it. I needed to race and beat those guys. Like they say, if you beat the best, or if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And those are the guys I went after. And Surreal. I've known this guy for, it's got to be 4 years now. 4 years, Jeff. Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't ask for a better friend, a better mentor. I've got a lot of really close friends in this game. But Jeff has always had my back, and he was even giving me tunes back in the day when he said, I tell you what, if I see my tune anywhere, you're done. I'll never talk to you again.
I won't give you no more.
and the biggest, the one that you said that to me too, was the Ford GT at the 50 lobby.
50, yeah, I remember that.
That ran a 9.5 all day long. And you said, you better not give this to anybody or sell it. And I'll know if this is my tune. And I still got that car with that tune in my lobby or in my garage right now.
See, that's awesome.
It's no doubt. When I would go into the lobbies, literally, and some of these people are on my team, and they tell me this. When I would walk into or pull up into the lobby, they would leave.
Oh shit, Surreal's here.
Yeah, I'm out.
Especially because we all saw your name in pink letters. Surreal just took so-and-so's car. Surreal just took so-and-so's car. I mean, we knew that you were a non-stop thinker. We knew you were on Banana Speed. Banana Speed was, at that time, was a top 5 team. And, I mean, it was crazy back then.
Yeah. Those were the good old days.
Some good times, man.
That was actually a relaxing team because I was racing for Pink All-Stars. And, you know, I don't know how many times Banana Speed too, but I don't know how many times I'm racing curve and I fall asleep.
I do that all the time.
I wake up, I'm like, if the race is over or, I chickened out or timed out or whatever it was, it's like, man, what the heck just happened?
Man.
How long have I been asleep?
I got so many stories. There's a couple. I don't want to bring up any names, but there's a couple of YouTubers out there, racing rival YouTubers. People frown upon second accounts and secret accounts and all that, but honestly, for a while, it was the only way I could play without getting completely bombarded with messages and people in lobby chat distracting me. So I had all these different accounts that I raced on that nobody knew it was me. And I guess this is probably not the best thing to admit, but I'm a pretty competitive guy. I'm a pretty competitive guy. I'm not going to be real loud about it and say, hey, call you out on live chat or on Drama House or anything. But when I first got started doing YouTube, the racing rival thing, Jerry had his he had his YouTube channel. And at the time, he was the biggest, in my eyes, he was the biggest YouTube racing rival YouTuber. So I had a little chart. And I saw how many subscribers he had and how many of this he had and that. And every day I would check it and make I type in the numbers and I could see, I'm like, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. And finally one day I'm like, yeah, my channel's got more subscribers. Yeah. And then I just, and I was like, nothing against him. He's a good guy. I like him and all, but I'm just a really competitive guy. So So what happened was, is I started having these secret accounts so I could race, and nobody would know it was me, so I could just relax and not have to worry about chatting with people and worrying about getting called out, like, oh, it's Pigpen. And if I fouled out or lost a car, sure, which is going to happen, obviously. Nobody's perfect. I didn't have to have the endless, relentless, like, you know.
I beat Pigpen.
Exactly.
Look at me.
I beat Surreal.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. So I had some secret accounts, and I can't remember his name. So it started off with there was a YouTuber, and he was from Jamaica, I think.
Big up Jamaica.
And I can't remember his name. And he was like this he was a decent guy for a while. But then I started noticing like people were saying he was a really bad scammer, and he would use like YouTube to, you know, like, oh, you go first. And then he would scam people out of cars. And I was like, man, that's pretty despicable. That's a pretty low way to get cars. Like, just go out and race them straight up pinks, win them. Don't promise anybody anything. Don't make deals and back out. So anyways, I saw him in a lobby, and I happened to be recording. And he was in a Bentley. And I know at the time the Bentley was something. Now it's nothing. But at the time, a Bentley Continental GT3. It had this blue. He had the purple glow wheels. It was really something at the time. And I remember winning and taking his car and just like, and I saved the footage, and I was like, yeah. So then one day, like, it happened. It just started happening. Like I said, I'm a competitive person, and it's probably something I shouldn't admit to. But I started going up against all these other YouTubers and winning their car. I think there's like 4 or 5 other big YouTubers, maybe 6, that, you know, and I'm sure they've won cars against me at some point in time. But it was just one of those things where it's like real competitive. Like, I'd see them in the lobby, and I'd hunt them down and try to get them to pink me a car. And I'm like, all right. And I'd win their car. And I was just like, yeah. You know. Real evil laugh. I don't know. But those were some good times. I remember those. Those were really good.
That's like last weekend. I'm in the turf lobby. I forget what car I was in. But one of the guys, they threw up in the lobby chat, damn, Prophet, you got a really good tune in that car. You want to share it? And I said, sure, pinks me and try and win it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I used to do, is go after all these fast guys. Once I started pinking, I was going after the guys that I knew were on the top teams, the fast guys, because I knew they had the tunes that everybody wanted. And as soon as I won their car, I'd click off the track, go in my garage, grab my tune book, write their tune down, take their car right back out to the track and pink it.
Yep. There's a plenty of times I would go and I would race a car and I'd win it. And I go, yeah, I'd check it out, and I'd go and I'd do a few practice runs with it, and I'd be in the lobby. And sometimes it worked out for your benefit. You'd win some cars with it, but then there were other times I lost it. I go, son of a bitch, I didn't write that tune down. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Especially when the other guy doesn't even go faster than what you could have done.
Exactly. You drop your yep.
Technicality.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah. Dead launch it, or but yeah, Sticky Ricky's, he's a Pigpen was hiding. I had so many accounts way back in the day they were hiding in the Old Boys League. That was our team, and I hid in that, and nobody knew it was me, and it was great. I could just sit back and just race all day long and not have to worry. It was great.
Joe, you had mentioned that this guy was scamming people. He wasn't fouling or whatever.
Yes.
I was selling my top 5 Coco. And I was selling. I didn't want to. I knew that it was rare at the time. I'm going to sell it to this guy, and he shows up. I forget what car he was in. It was an R-class car, and I for some reason I just felt something was going to happen. So I went ahead and I prepared myself to race. And sure enough, this guy did not foul. And I let off the gas at the same time, and I beat him and took his shit. And he messages me, and he says, hey man, what
Oh, what's going on?
You know, you got to pay me first. I'll give you your money back, but you're going to pay me first. You're not going to. And so then at that point, I wasn't going to give my car. I wasn't even going to be in the car because I'm not even going to. So I went and got a small car and I gave him his money back. Or no, I forget what I did. But anyway, this dude tries to take off again. And I was in like a Civic or something, and he was going to take off again and foul.
Oh.
And gives me his car. And I'm like, now what the heck is this guy doing?
But see, what do you do at that point, you know?
I mean, this guy's tried to rip me off twice.
Yes. You know he's ripping you off.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, whatever. At that point, I was just like, man, I'm keeping your car, and I'm not doing this deal.
Yep.
And he's like, what? I said it was a regular race. I said, you fouled to a D class. I said, what can I say? I mean, you were supposed to foul, or you were supposed to give me the car, or what? I don't remember what the situation was, but.
Yeah. So.
You know what's annoying with turf sometimes? It's like when somebody writes a message like, I'm only racing these people. And that's fine. But like, not everybody reads the messages. I'm just usually trying to race, click it, trying to race,
Yep.
And then they start like, hey, motherfucker, kid. Like,
oh, I get that all the time.
Yeah.
That stuff is annoying.
Calling me a cheater because, I said no boost and you ran boost on me. Dude, my boost has been on since I started playing this game.
I didn't even know that. I don't even know exactly. I don't even know how to turn boost off.
I remember when you did that live. You took that guy's car. You were supposed to foul that car.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, I was fucking mortified. I'm sitting there and I'm like,
the same thing had happened to me. I was like,
oh my god.
what's going on?
Dude, I'm sitting there and we're like, yeah, I'm gonna give him my car. And like I was so engrossed in the live stream and talking that I was forgetting about racing. I forgot to foul out. So I was like, I had an RT of like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. I don't know. It was ridiculous. So I was like, okay, after 5 seconds, I could probably launch. But then I redlined a little bit and blah, blah, blah. And whatever happened, I don't know how it transpired, but I ended up winning the race. And I'm like, oh my God, that was not supposed to happen.
I was watching that.
Oh my God. I was not supposed to win that. I felt so bad. Like I made it up to him and like caught up with him after the live stream and gave him his car back plus the car he was supposed to win. But in the meantime, man, I was just like this. It's just bad. Oh man. Yes, Ron, such bad language. We have such bad language. So tomorrow, I'm thinking, guys, it's going to be a free-for-all live stream. And what I mean by that is, for those of you interested, you guys can hang out with me. I'm going to live stream. I'm going to put together this NASA Apollo Saturn V Lego rocket. And it's got like 2,000 pieces. I don't know if I'm going to put the whole thing together tomorrow, but I'm going to live stream and you guys are welcome to hang out with me. I'm going to build that. We can talk racing rivals. It's going to be a free for all. We can talk racing rivals. We can talk comic books. We can talk movies. We can talk who banged your mom last night. I don't care. Like we can do whatever. No. It's going to be a fun time. We're just going to hang out. I might maybe have some guests on from time to time here and there to make it interesting because I'm not really that interesting of a person. That's why I have all these guests on because they are the actual main attraction. They're the people that people want to listen to, not me. I'm just the guy hanging out in the basement. It's not my mom's basement, but it's my basement, but still I'm hanging out. And these are the guys that make it interesting. So I might have some guests on. So you guys are welcome to join me as I build a Lego rocket and have some fun. But I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. So that's what? Friday night? Saturday night, I'm going to try to do another Racing Rivals themed live stream Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure what's on Sunday. Sunday's football, so I'll probably take the day off. But
oh, yeah, you have to rest in peace that night.
I do.
Patriots will lose.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So Sunday's probably.
It's okay. You can take a loss.
This coming from the guy from the land of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Yep.
So you guys are welcome to join me. Sunday, I'm going to probably take the day off. I might surprise you and do a few live streams throughout the day. Something. Here's Stupid Pigpen hanging out, drinking beer when he shouldn't be because he's got to go to work the next day. And my time is running out. I got to heal up soon to get back to work. So then Monday, I'd like to do a live stream either with or without StRaNgE. Basically, I kind of want to do an idea. He brought up an idea the other day. It was really good. Sunday night, the new turf events come out for the following week. So whether it's A, B, and C class or whatever it is, I'd like to kind of either live stream with Jeff or have Jeff do something where it's like, hey, these are Jeff's picks. These are the cars you could be racing for turf. Here are the reasons. Here are the lobbies. Here's the cars. Kind of a way to get you, because not everybody like has the in-depth knowledge, I guess, and I'd like to share that. So, if it's C-Class, here's a few cars that are really good. The Nissan, the 300ZX, it's a really good car for, for that. Or maybe the Cobra SVT. Or if it's B-Class, everybody knows, like, our all-wheel drive or JDM, the Mitsubishi Evo 8 is a really good car. C-Class, all-wheel drive, maybe Subi Coupe, or S-Class. What the hell do you do for S-Class? Well, Bob knows S-Class pretty well.
Yeah, I know pretty good.
So, I'm just like trying to, just some ideas for like a Monday night live stream to give you guys just the edge you might need to, just the motivation to get into turf. Like, you don't know what, I don't know. I've been playing this game for like 4 years, and when they had Honda S-Class or Honda C-Class the other week, I was like, oh, I don't know. What the hell do you do for Honda C-Class? Like, I was at a loss.
Honda S2000.
Yeah. It's right there. Frank knows. Frank the Tank knows. You should know. So I'm hoping to do like a little Monday, just a quick 5, 10, 15, 20-minute live stream just to kind of go over the events, the cars, the lobbies. Yeah. Something's going on here. I'm almost out of beer. Somebody's drinking my beer.
Microphone.
So.
Hey guys, I am like my battery is dead.
All right.
So hit me up, Joe, and I'll definitely do that with you, or I'll have something made up for you that you can do.
Sounds good.
Either way, I'll be watching it. I'll do it with you. I'll have it.
All right.
Made up one way or the other.
Appreciate that very much, guys. StRaNgE signing off. Thank you.
All right, boy.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
See you guys.
Hey, good night, guys. H3 Motors, good day, drive the bus.
Take care, Jeff.
There we go. All right. So, who's left? We have myself, Bob, you're here, right?
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
And is Prophet still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, I've been wanting to talk to you. Hold on, let me move this. And that's gonna fall. So I've been meaning to talk to you, Royal Phoenix. We go way back. We go way back. And I know we've chatted on Facebook and on the forums, and
definitely forums.
Now you were like probably, and I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were probably one of like the main people to like break into the farming scene.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I mean, a lot of the stuff you started putting up on your video streams, you know, like they were totally different angles of tunes and like what cards you chose to get through it. But you know, at the beginning, you know, if either you put some money in the game and you got what you wanted, you know, and the showroom wasn't very big, so you know, you'd be pretty happy with just spending like $150 on some game cash, some gems, and you could buy some cars. But I mean, you know, but sooner or later you're gonna run into an issue where maybe, you know, my fault was I didn't know how to make a game center because it was my first iPhone. And I lost my account for over a year and a half. And, you know, just like you said, customer service wasn't exactly, you know, to par as it is today.
Sure.
And they totally gave me the wrong information when I tried to get in touch with them. And I was stuck without the account. And I just started realizing that I could make multiple accounts. And later on, I started realizing that I could make the game centers, making saving. And back then, you know, game centers didn't have rules. So you could literally tell the game center that you were a child. And children don't have passwords. So you didn't have to give that kind of information. So you could just make a game center. Game centers under just being, you know, you put your date of birth as 1996, you know, like back then. And you didn't have to have a password. And
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. And,
wow.
One of the guys from back then from Australia, I'm trying to remember his name. You might remember him. He kind of jumped out of the scene as soon as like one of those drama house kind of places kind of got, you know, on him about some videos making fun of him. He just kind of ran off. But either way, you know, he actually made videos on YouTube how to make game centers. That's how I learned. And I only did it because, you know, when you back then you had one good car that you liked, and when it was in repair, so you were sitting there just like wishing you could play with it. You know, and it just made me realize that if I just made a couple other accounts, I could have 3 of the same cars from the campaign, and you know, I just lived off the campaign.
I still to this day, some of the earliest cars on my account are a Scion FRS R spec with red paint, which is just your standard red paint, nothing special because that's all we had back in the day. And I had the gold, the mill wheels on there, and that was my
2 million.
Yep, and that
2
was.
million back then.
And that was my thing. Like I was like, and I lost an account. I did the same thing. I lost an account. There was a funny story actually. Now that you kind of bring that, you mentioned that. I made a Game Center account, and I made it specially for the original Top Full Dragster event. You know, the original one, which was like 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah, April Fool's.
So I made a new account because I was like, I wanted that car. That car, they revealed that on April 1st, and I was like, that is the coolest car in the world. I want one. I want more than one. So I took my main account and I sat in a lobby and I won one, and I was like, I was beside myself. I was like, oh my God, I won one. This is amazing. This is crazy. Wow. So then I was like, wait a minute, it's not over yet. I could get another one. So I took a second account. And I got in that, and I sat there for a while, and I had a chance, and I won a second one. I was like, oh my gosh, 2 of these cars, like this is so crazy. So then I was like, what I did is I got this bizarre idea. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a third account. So I made a third account, and here's where it gets funny. This is where it gets a little odd. I made this account, and I went through the campaign as quick as I could. And I had a 1650, whatever it was, a Scion TC, I think I probably would have picked. and which was very close to where you had to be in the right lobby with the cars to find the top full dragster. So I found one, and I won a third one, and I was like, oh my God, this is, so by right then, the event was over, 3 of them, and I was like, this is so amazing, 3 of these cars, I don't know what to do. So I logged out of that, logged into the other one, I'm looking at these cars, I'm like, all right, this is great, and I'm like transferring it over, and I go to transfer the third one over, and I'm like, I can't find the account. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, so I lost it, completely lost the account, and I thought maybe I didn't link it to a game center. I don't know what I did. I lost it. I was so down and out. I was like, well, I have 2 of them, but 2's no good. I want to.
Well, back then, it was real common for accounts to unleak.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you heard quite a few people complain on the forums.
Oh, yeah.
It was real common. Something would happen with their connection, maybe changing over to a different game center of some sort, and the way the game saves to the game center is by force closing the game. That's how it remembers it. That's how you save it. It tells you, it used to tell you back in the day, it'd be like, force close it 3 times to the new game center to make sure it's saved. If you were like, if you had an account and didn't have a game center. But, so you might have just accidentally unlinked, and it did actually have a game center. Because I'm sure you found out later you could link it back up, right?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing I found out is, so that happened, and that must have been, I don't know, 4 years ago. So about a year and a half ago or a year ago, I remember I was at a wedding in, Boston, Massachusetts, it was in a hotel right on the financial district, out on the water, really ritzy place, and we were there, and there was a wedding, and we're just hanging out, and like we were killing time, and we were in the hotel room, and I was racing on one account, and I ran out of cars. They were, they were all in repair. And I said, oh, I have another account, I know, and I put, I was like, I'll switch over to that. So I type it in. Unbeknown to me, what happened was I spelled the email address wrong this time. Okay? I was thinking, I'm just going to pick something here. Say for instance, the email was, yeah, say for instance that it was Patriots. So what happened is I type out Patriost, and I log in, and all of a sudden it logs me into an account, and it turns out the account that I set up, I accidentally spelled the email address wrong. So the chances are that 3 years later, I make that same mistake to go to log into it, and I reverse the letters, and I find the account with the dragster in it. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? This is amazing.
And it's an original CIE, correct?
Yeah. So the fact,
I got one of those.
Yeah.
I bought mine. I didn't race for it.
I think you had to be in a special car and a special lobby to get in that car in the event. They were only like 1635 or 1640 or something. Like racing like FRSs, I think you had to like build a little FRS to get in there or something.
So I was actually working the day of that event, so I wound up just buying it from somebody.
Nice. Yeah, I ended up not getting any of them. I didn't really ever go after those cars because I didn't know what to use them for. Other than showing them off, but I didn't have much to show them off to,
Yeah.
Just a collector's item.
Yeah, definitely a collector's item. Definitely.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Deuce Demon they did for Halloween.
Oh yeah. I love all these special cars they make for us, like the Deuce. They did obviously the different versions of the dragster. They did the Scion XB.
Yeah, the XB dragster.
I loved that's the one. I love these. The only thing that they really missed the mark, and it was glue at the time, was they should have done for the, so if you guys are familiar with Back to the Future, and I can't remember the date, but in the movies they go into the future. Well, it was in 19, but they go into the future. It was 2017, October 25th or something. They missed it. They should have had an event on that date for the DeLorean, but they didn't. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. But other than that, I have no complaints. Neo says, Pigpen, feeling a lot better from your surgery now? I'm getting there. I'm still pretty sore, and it's tough for me to sit here a long time, but I got to do what I got to do. And he has I read in one of the comments earlier, he has a YouTube channel. So if you don't mind, you can put that here in the chat. Let people know your YouTube channel. I'm kind of curious. I'd like to check it out. Sticky Ricky's still here. He has the XP he claimed himself. That's nice. I know I have one that I won from the, I don't know if I actually won. I can't remember. It's been such a long time. I don't remember if I won it from an admin or October 25th, Darlene says. Darlene Parker. October 25th, what is it, 2017? Yeah, the Gumdrop Dragster is the same thing, just a different skin on it is really it. Oh, so let's talk. We didn't really talk. Well, we did kind of a little bit, but you guys, what do you guys think of, like, what are you hearing about 7.0? What are your opinions so far? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
Well, the biggest change is taking away the showroom.
So far,
that's so far. I mean, that's the biggest shot in the arm so far. I mean, that I'm seeing. Everything else, I mean, like, I don't know, like them redoing the map and making it all 3D-ish and stuff. I think that's a waste of time doing that stuff. But they should, concentrate more on the performance of the game itself. And, achievements for us and stuff like that would be better than, I mean, the graphics are fine the way they are. The cars look good. The tracks look good.
Yeah. So the next episode is collectibles. I can't wait to see what collectibles bring us.
Yeah, man. I mean, lately I've been trying to get prepared. For 7.0. Like you were asking me about the accounts. It's kind of it's a blessing and it's a burden. Having all those accounts, man. I don't even know what to do with all this inventory. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use it in 7.0.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I've played many games where, like, say World of Warcraft. I love World of Warcraft. That game occupied years and years of my life. And I remember the same thing. It's like game developers are always one step ahead of us gamers. Wink, 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 wink. No, they're always ahead of us, and like, oh, we're gonna make this change, and everybody makes a mad dash for like the showroom and buys up all these SVTs and buys up all these Honda Civics and buys up the Subi Coupes. Come to find out, the next update comes out, and it's not even relevant anymore. It's such a thing of the past. Do we even waste our time, or do we?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ride it out. What happens?
Yeah.
I'll deal with the 2,000 cars I have right now.
So
if it comes to a point where I can't race with those cars anymore, or a select few of them to be able to earn other cars that they're talking about. Well, so be it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to have to adapt to the changes.
Sure.
We've been through all these updates.
Well, that's the thing, too, is I've noticed, like I've said over the years, we've been through this a million times. There's no need to lose our shit now and freak out. Like, it's, as much as, oh my gosh, the unknown. It boggles our minds. It's not really something we should really worry about. I think it's going to happen. And when it does, you just adapt to it. Racing Game Central says it stinks because I bought gems for nothing, and he wants to know what's going to happen to his blueprints that he has. Well,
Those are going to go away.
They're going to go away. So, you know, I would wait.
Finish them or sell them back to the game.
Me personally, what I'm doing is I'm waiting to the very last moment till I have confirmation of this or confirmation of that, whatever it is. Say, oh, yep, tomorrow is the new update. I'm going to wait and make a decision then. Or if something happens before then they say, hey, tomorrow, all the blueprints are gone. All the crates are gone. Well, obviously, I'm going to open up the crates then. And something tells me that it doesn't matter if I wait or hold on to them or buy them now. Something tells me they're just going to be a little outdated and they're not going to be needed. But that's just me. But I'm going to wait until the last minute possible, till I have confirmation one way or the other to make an educated, decision on what I'm going to do. And based on that information, I may crack a ball and open them, make a video, or whatever. I don't know. Depending on the information, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, don't freak out right now and just panic. I think everybody's in I see a lot of people in panic mode right now.
Well,
thinking that it's going to be the worst thing ever. But we all said that about 6.0 when they were giving hints that was coming out.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be. We all thought it was going to be the end of the game back then.
Sure.
And look, here we are going into 7.0, and everybody's feeling the same way right now. It's something new. People don't like new things. They don't like change. But they want to get more interaction for these newer players against us older players, and I think Carbonated's doing a great job. I don't care. I really don't care what Daniel's a good. He's been doing his part, and Carbonated, they're for us. They're listening to our ideas.
Yeah.
They're there to help us. Those guys, they're probably at the office right now. I'm sure they got one or two guys that are there all weekend long.
Sure.
If a problem comes up, they're on top of it.
Right, and they text and they say,
like the old days.
Nope. And I think me and Bob are in the same boat in the sense that I'm very skeptical of the establishment. And maybe I'm wrong, Bob. I don't want to just but I'm very skeptical. I don't believe that the big guy out there has the little guy best interest in mind. And I'm talking the general sense, whether it's the gasoline, the oil companies, the pharmaceuticals.
They're out to make money.
Well, that's it.
Definitely out to make money.
That's why they're there.
Right.
They're there to make money. They're there for us to spend our money, and I'm hoping that the improvements that they make to the game will spark our interest and keep us interested in the game.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of people that are really bored with the game right now, myself included.
Yeah. So
it's too repetitive. It's just something new has to happen to grab our attention.
It's very repetitive, and the way it is right now, I have to be completely honest, is boring. There's no adrenaline. There's a safety net every corner because C-Class, what do? You buy a bunch of Cobras. D-Class, Honda. What do? You buy a bunch of Honda Civic SI. C-Class, all-wheel drive. What do? You buy a bunch of Subi Coupes. These are like A-Class, Supras, B-Class, Evo 8s. And that's the car that everybody kind of attracts to and buys up because, well, they buy them in RRC. It's cheap. You can have a builder or a guy who's willing to go through and build them for you and transfer them to your accounts. And it's boring. It's really boring, and I think it takes away from the spirit of Racing Rivals. Racing Rivals is a competitive game by nature. It's very cutthroat. And I think that these aspects take away from that. Like you go to the showroom and all it is just buy cars and I race till they're gone and I get my points. Blah. I do that week after week after week. So what? So
it's
what?
hard. Especially if you don't buy cars from builders, you know, man. I mean, I've never bought cars from anyone. I've built every single car I've ever lost.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
You know?
Me too. I've never used a builder.
Wow.
This past week, all I did is I think I've got 7 or 8 of the R34s that I wound up maxing out. And then I bought 30 of the 300 ZXs for tomorrow night. And then I've already got all-wheel drive Nismos ready to go with GT3s and a couple other ones that I can use.
Oh, wow.
So I built all my own. I've been doing that since day one that I started playing this game. I'll buy in bulk, and throughout the week, you know, before I go to work, I'll tune my cars up while I'm on my breaks, my lunch at work. I'll tune my cars up. Come turf time, I'm ready to go. I mean, and for me, there's actually times where I fall asleep tuning cars.
Oh, yeah.
It gets boring after a while.
Yeah, and your fingers start hurting, and
you know,
it's rough, man. I actually just got ready for this turf, but it's only for like farming purposes. I farm a team on my own with my own 20 accounts, so I can just get turf crates and you know, be pleased that I got my NSX RR and you know, some extra like vehicles, and that's how I've been doing it. You know, for a while, it's just a race for a little bit of points, maybe crush some cars, maybe collect some cars, maybe I'm just free racing just so I can just get in there, you know, a little bit. But you know, for the most part, that'll be probably completely changed in 7.0. So you know, for people that are trying to go for the car, you know, right now, you know, do it now before everything changes, because this is the, you know, probably the end of that kind of.
Who even knows if we might not even be racing for cars anymore at turf. Yeah, exactly. It might be special, like how they have the turf crates now, where and it's 4 different cars in the turf crate. That might be, you might have to get so many crates to be able to claim a car. I mean, who knows what they're going to do?
Well, it might be more of the things that people never really got to experience. Only the top 1 teams got to experience. A lot of those people that did top 1 teams, you know, they did it so that they could build an account to sell to someone with all the turf badges. Those turf badges give you those abilities of, you know, less time on your, you know, your delivery time. No, you know, all cars have no delivery times. You know, another turf badge gives them like, you know, 15% off on the showroom. You know, the other ones, you know, it gives them a faster repair time. We might be getting those type of achievements, you know, of like, it gives you, you know, for like 24 hours, you'll be able to, you know, repair your cars a whole lot faster or something like that. You know, it might be something like that. You know, you never know. With Daniel on the team, I'm sure he's, you know, expressing everything that everyone would like.
Right.
But,
Daniel's a gamer. He was a gamer to begin with.
Yeah, so, but at the same time, they got to correspond the whole thing to actually work as a business. You know, so them by pushing out tons of freaking non-pink cars into the system earlier this, you know, beginning of the before the year, that was really a huge push to get all those lower class players on those higher end points. I mean, if they can build the cars, you know, if they get them up there and max them, you know, they can drive those cars and put up, you know, a good amount of points. I mean, I totally could tell, you know, just playing in the field of the new players area, you know, down below, you know, getting a car or anything. I mean, the points rose. I mean, they definitely rose up in those areas. And you can tell when they don't care. You can tell when they do care.
I don't mean to interrupt, but had somebody mentioned something that just made me laugh. Kansas Tracy says, I take 20-minute bathroom breaks playing ArE at work. Who, raise your hand if you've been there.
I used to sell cars and buy cars in the restroom at work.
Isn't that funny? It just goes to show you, like, we're all very similar.
But like you guys were saying earlier, they're probably up at the place, trying to fix things. And I just got a couple of messages on my, my group text. And friends trying to get into turf right now, and it's sending like a message like he has to drive a Nissan Skyline GTR, but he isn't a Nissan Skyline GTR.
That's odd.
Yeah, like they're just, you can see. I don't know. He was just like he has a little screenshot of the screen. It looks really messed up.
Yeah.
I just went and looked at my team chat. And I see that there's still a couple of guys that are getting 0 points for turfing. And so I guess that part hasn't been fixed yet, where these guys aren't getting their points on our team. And Jeff has told them all to just try to get into turf and do what you can. And hopefully once they get this fixed, that they'll give them their points that they've earned.
Hey, guys, we're going to pause for just a moment. I have something really cool, something that just unfolded as we've been live streaming. So let me send an invite real quick. We're going to have somebody joining us, and we'll see what happens.
Surprise, surprise.
We'll see. I just sent an invite. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So anyways, let's continue going, and we'll see if it works out. Anyways, let's keep going. I hope I didn't screw it up.
Technical difficulties.
Let's see. Maybe the person didn't accept. But
maybe they're resetting the app or something.
Let's see. So is there anybody new here? Who's here? Anybody new?
I'm still here.
Okay, it says 2 out of 5.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying that I'm telling the person we can't hear them right now. So they're here, but maybe their microphone isn't working. So we'll give them a few minutes. We'll just.
Well, I'm only seeing 3 icons on my screen, so.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing is 3.
Yeah, same here.
I don't think we have a connection with them.
Give me a moment. So you guys want to hold down shop here. Let me see if I can see here real quick.
Work your magic.
Yeah, I'm working my magic to see. Oh, that's not right.
So, on the game, man, I haven't even touched turf yet, but how's the action in there? You guys touched it at all?
I went in earlier. I only got one car that's fully kitted, so I was free racing it. I was getting about, I think it was like almost 600 points free racing, and then I got some 63 cars. So I ran some pinks in 63, and free racing was like 238. Crush points I think were like 2,200 in 63.
Okay, so they're probably up in the 3,000, 4,000 max.
Stick around, guys. We got a surprise. We got a surprise.
I'm sure with the performance parts, it might raise up the point system. Just
yeah, Surreal posted a picture. He got, I think, like 4,300 points.
Yeah, for a crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just finally kitted my Skylines. I had never kitted them. It's been so many times they've re-released those performance pipes. I was like, all right, this time I'm gonna kit them and try not to get beat.
Who's that?
A real good friend of mine, Lugnuts X69. He wound up giving me a full kitted one this week, and maxed it out and everything for me. I think he gave it to me Tuesday. So I was, messing around with it, taking it to the test tracks, trying to figure out how to drive it and stuff. And it's a pretty quick car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think 8017, I think, was the best I ran with it tonight.
Yeah, full fiberglass, right?
No, carbon fiber.
Oh really? Carbon fiber, nice. That's pretty nice. Those are really rare, hard parts to get, man. I mean, the way that I farm and everything, like, they definitely do not give you all the carbon fiber parts.
Oh, even when they did the Z28s, I think I got 66 Z28s, and I only had enough parts to do one car completely with the
Uh-oh. Who's this? Who's this? I hear somebody. Somebody's joining us. Who's this?
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, it's Lex. It's Lex Drama.
What's up, Lex?
What's up, bro?
Profit
How
of
you doing? Popping in here, baby.
Oh shit, that's great. I saw him in live chat and I was like, is that him? Is that him? No, that's not really him. I was like, send me a PM if it's really you. Sure enough, I get a PM. I'm like, holy shit, it is Lex. What's going on, Lex? What you up to this Thursday evening?
I was actually trying to get my points. I was live streaming. I've been live streaming my turf points now because it's like I'm not turfing alone,
Uh-huh.
And then I look on the right hand side, it says Big Ten Live. So I started, like, you know what, I gotta join. What are you guys talking about? What is the strange things that are happening right now?
Talking about the new update that's coming, dude.
Well, actually, I can't spit it out. But the thumbnail was in response to these weird. Have you seen anybody double claiming race miss prizes this evening?
What do you mean?
So I've had a handful of people that have contacted me saying they log on and they go to claim. They say you go to Turf and there's a claim, they get a prize. And they claim and it's a race miss prize. They're getting double cars. Yeah.
It happened to me today at about 3 o'clock. I got the R34 RE and the RX7 RE, the ones we got during Christmas. I got another one of each of them. And there's quite a few people on my team that have got them too. But what they're running into now is they're getting 0 points while they're turfing.
Yeah, something's going on.
They're out there winning races and they have no points.
So.
Yeah, I've been losing these damn Skylines, man. This damn launching this car.
Oh, it's tricky. Very tricky.
So, Lex, how is retired life?
Well, yeah, he's not retired. I race him every weekend. Come on.
I'm like Brett Favre, bro.
Oh, what are you?
Retire, not retire.
Oh, I thought you're like, never mind. I won't even go there. I was gonna say, why not? Why not? Like Brett Favre.
He let Drama Kings be on a break for a couple weeks. That was about it. But he was still playing.
Let me ask you.
Everybody has to enjoy Christmas, right? I'm an addict.
So
we all are.
So let me ask you this, Lex. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. How the hell have you been?
I've been doing great, man. I've been working real hard. I've been not.
I saw a video of you. I saw a video of you way up on a rooftop with like some sort of.
It's a metal roof, so I'm doing this metal roof, and that's like 60 PC. I got that machine fully extended. I'm sorry, I'm the guy just controlling the machine.
And that's up there. That's up there pretty high, huh?
Yeah, we got it done. Thank God, everybody's safe.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I get to play one more day.
So okay. So I throw this term around loosely, but retirement. You
retired. This is like a drug.
Isn't it?
No, it's, yeah.
You know what it is, too? You know, you go your whole life. It's like you're addicted to a drug. First, you're in denial. You know, people tell you, "Hey, you're addicted to the game." No, I'm not. I can quit anytime. So then one day you wake up and you say, "You know what? I'm quitting today. I'm done."
And what happens? What happens? The next day you wake up and you're like, God damn it, I need that game.
Yeah, what happens is you don't get rid of your racing rival friends. So they're in there, they're posting their times, and the itch starts to come back.
Yep,
That's it, man. You're doomed.
they're in there posting their time, and they're still calling you out, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Every day.
everybody knows.
Hey, Lex, give me some of those cars. I just seen you scrolling through. How many of them things you got? Damn.
45.
Holy shit, dude. I got two.
340 those performance breaks.
Holy
So I cashed them all in since they said they were going to disappear.
Yeah. They're saying that they're taking away all the crates, but they're going to replace them with other ones.
So we'll see what that's all about.
So what do you guys think about that?
I think there's
They're
mixed.
taking away the showroom. Did you know about that?
I heard about that. I didn't really watch the live stream.
Yeah, they said they're taking away the showroom, so we're not going to be able to buy our cars in bulk anymore like we've been doing. And what they're saying is we're going to be earning our cars. So,
and I think that's a way. You know, that's another way. What do farmers do when they sell cars? They sell the cars that they win on the campaign. Guess what? You got to earn those cars now to sell it back. So it's going to be a lot harder to farm.
oh, yeah.
It is. It definitely is. It's going to add a whole new aspect to the game that we probably haven't seen since it started. It's going to make it more, I'm not going to say difficult, but more involved. You know, you can't just go and say, hey, we're going to farm some money and that's going to be it. We're going to let someone else do the work. Now you have to put the work in. You have to earn the cars. You have to do these accomplishments to get these crates, to get these cars. And you're not going to have, how many did you say of those cars you had, those Nissans?
40.
You're not going to have 40-something Nissans anymore. You're going to have lucky one or two. I don't know. It's going to change things. It's going to add a whole new dynamic to the game that we haven't seen yet.
So do we think that that's going to end Repaving now? That it's all going to change? Or we can't have all that confidence? Does it mean this is going to be over?
It'll never be all. It'll be over one day, but I don't think this update's going to kill it.
Nah.
It's just going to change everything. Everything's going to be different. We're all going to be noobs.
Absolutely. And without new players, the game will die. You know, people retire every day.
Right.
Oh, definitely.
We have to get new, fresh blood. Like, I worked for a company back in the day, and it was the most despicable company I've ever worked for. I don't even want to say their name, but they did have one good thing, and they were sales oriented. They were focused on sales, and the one thing they said is not what sale do you have today? Yes, that's good. They focus, get that sale, get that sale, get that sale today. But more importantly is what sale do you have set up for tomorrow? How many prospects do you have for tomorrow? Because without tomorrow's sales, you're dying. You're just dead. So we need those.
So we need it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it. Look how many good people have actually quit playing this game in the last 6 months, the last year and a half. I I know quite a few people that are not around anymore. You know, and they were really good players.
Yeah, there's a lot of common players, that's true. But they're still around, you know. In my opinion, they're still around. They just choose to keep themselves away.
Do you think that taking away self-crushing had a big thing to do with that? Right? Because it's gone now. You get permanent bans.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
I mean, I feel like the self-crushers was completely just about profits, you know, trying to make money off of the black market. You know, they're just, you know, they're trying to make it so they can get that, you know, wrapped car so they can sell it for X amount of money, you know. So, I mean, that's what it was all about, you know, like, I mean, to me, to be honest, self-crushing, it all stemmed from us players trying to find new players to play in turf because we were so damn tired of seeing the same people over and over again. We made new accounts and we ran into, you know, new servers, new lobbies, and that was the only way we could do it is just make a new account. And then you start realizing that you're meeting up with the same freaking, you know, accounts. You could just, you know, ditch a couple cars.
Yo, Lex, let me ask you a question, a personal question here. So you, so you raced, you had a top 1 team consistently for, what was it, like 2 years? I don't know how long it was.
Out of 2 years. We're back at it again. This is our 4th week, maybe.
So, of all those top cars you won, what did you do? Are you a collector? Do you keep those cars, or did you sell them?
If you look into my account, I just recently started selling these cars. But I have a lot of time. I should sit down and count. There should be a drop-down menu where it says turf cars.
Yep.
You know? Because I can't really find all of them in the mess, you know?
See,
hang on a second, Lex. I got a question for you. I heard a rumor from a couple people that you actually have a different account with all your top 1 cars on that account.
Yeah, well, when I started doing, I created an account to do that. And after I transferred 20 once, I got like so tired, and I just never continued.
Oh.
Well, I have 1 account that has about 30 of them.
Okay.
And my regular account, if you look at it, it's, you know, because before I was on top 1, I was on Rival Warriors, winning top 1, Scorpions winning top, so I was top 1, even if it didn't say DraftKings for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
People would be like, hey, Lex, I'll give you $150 for that top 1. I say, hell no. I am keeping this shit. You know, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow. I could have made $150 off that car.
you know what's weird though? I don't know about you, but I look at it this way. Like, I've had people offer me money for cars and stuff, and yeah, it's good money, but like $150, and I think about it going, well, I could work a few extra hours at work and make that $150. If it's that important to me, I could do that, and I could still have the car. Like $150, really? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it from like a collector mentality.
No, you're totally right. I mean, the game factor of fun, the fun factor of you enjoying something, it keeps you from going and spending more money out somewhere else, like, you know, buying a movie on demand, you know, or you know, going and seeing a movie, or just, you know, going out. Because every time you go out, you gotta use gasoline, you gotta pay for your gas, you gotta go and, you know, tip the waiter, you know what I'm saying? It keeps you away from spending money, in my opinion. You know, it's a good investment, you know?
Yeah.
Keeps you entertained, and you know,
it keeps you in the house.
Yes, keeps me in the house out of trouble. So have you ever been, you must have been offered money for your QR.
Oh yeah, I was offered $2,000.
2,000, yeah, I was gonna say, I've been offered money for mine, going, man, isn't that that's a tough decision to make, to say no.
The rules are we can't
So,
been great.
no,
but I found it then that I wouldn't get rid of this car ever.
No, and I still have mine, but I have it on. I transferred it over to another account. I was going to put some wheels on it and stuff, and it's on another account right now. But so I know it can be pinked. I've pinked it plenty of times. That's the misconception. People say you can't pink it. Well, yes, I can. I've pinked it many times.
I had heard that if you sold it to somebody else and it went to their account, that it would disappear.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what
I was told that, absolutely.
I've pinked it.
That's what I had heard.
I've pinked it many a times to buy wheels, to get headlights on it, to get this, to get that, you know.
No, it's not a problem. That's if you lose it to a person that is not you. You know?
Right.
To a street.
And
that car is never supposed to hit circulation.
No, and I don't want to be that person that puts it into circulation, to be honest with you, so I don't even transfer it anymore.
It's not really about transferring it. It's more of like if it was, publicly being publicity on some kind of like YouTube or
exactly,
or
somebody says, yeah, I got this car, I bought it. Yeah.
I'm gonna sell it for $5,000 or something, some silly for digital goods.
And you feel like memories to me. That car there, I remember going to California to meet Joe. We had a great time over there.
My foot still hurts, by the way.
I mean, I got a first place CTR gold from Showroom. That was handed to me from the first place winner, and he gave it to me for free. And I know plenty of people that would pay a lot of money for that car. I ain't trying to sell it. It's got good memories of that guy that was a good friend.
Yeah.
We took care of each other in the game and in the market, and I'm really blessed that I had a friend like that.
Yep.
I'm thinking right now. So there's two lines going on. I'm racing in my line.
And I'm watching your stream, Lex.
That's awesome.
And I just crushed this car. I was debating keeping it. Let's see how many points. Let's see.
4,000.
I 8,000. I 8.078. That's not a bad run, man.
No, not at all.
3,241. Will you guys tell anybody if I keep it, don't crush it?
I'm not saying anything.
I think one of my favorite team chat, like little phrases. Everyone in chat room, you make phrases with each other about stuff. But one of my friends would be like, "Man, I love this team so much that I'm gonna crush this Ramsey." Back when there was only Stellas and Ramses, that's all there was in archives.
All right, so I'm going to try to add. There's a couple people in live chat wanting to know what the hell this Pagani QR is. So I'm trying to add.
I can pull it up.
I'm trying to, yeah.
Watch my stream at the same time. The technology does that.
That's crazy we can do this stuff in this day and age.
Yeah, I'm watching Lexus right now.
Is there any performance upgraded on it at all, or
no? It's
still the same as all the other ones.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's not in
Dude, how are you going through your garage so fast?
So listen, so you grab your laptop.
Yeah.
Basically what you do is with your right hand you're gonna scroll, right? So I'm scrolling, I'm just going left and right. But at the same time, you're gonna do it with your left thumb. So you hold it with your left thumb straight and then you slide the left one and then you catch it and it just starts to fly.
Wow, that's crazy.
Dude, Lex has all these little tricks. He taught me how to do remember we were in California, he taught me how to do this go shifting maneuver that was like,
it works, right?
It does work. That's the thing. Like, I would try to go shift and I would hit with 2 fingers, tap it, double tap, and it wasn't go shifting. It was driving me nuts. And then Lex taught me this technique. He's like, no, you're doing it wrong. This is how you do it. And he showed me, and I was like, holy crap. So I tried it. I was doing, what was that? I was I think it was.
The drag, like you drag the two fingers.
Kind
of like 1 and 2, like kind of like you're hitting keys on a piano.
It was,
it was like my middle finger,
middle finger.
Middle finger on one hand, index on the other. So you put your index and your next is your middle finger, and it just registers.
It was crazy, and it was like the perfect. I don't know. I couldn't explain it, and I was like, holy crap, man! Like, here we are. He showed me. So here it is.
I'm surprised you don't smash your screen.
I have a screen protector on top of the screen.
So there it is.
I understand that, but dude, you beat the hell out of it.
Can you guys see the QR?
I've watched plenty of your live streams. I see you beating the hell out of them.
There we go. So I'm just showing everybody the QR now. Throwing a picture up on the live stream. There's the QR. It's not the Racing Rivals version, but there's the real life version. So there's that.
Yeah, I had to take my screen protector off because I had cracked it too much from playing the game.
Yeah, you have it posting.
Not from ghosting or anything. It's just from slamming with both thumbs. You know, it made those two little cuts. Like it.
I had the same screen protector for 2 years, bro, and I beat it. I beat it up, man.
Yeah, you do.
But it works, man. Yeah, the iPad Pro is amazing, by the way.
I got that.
The iPad Pro, when it comes to ghost shifting the car.
Yeah, I still can't ghost, though.
Did they say anything about ghosting in the blue live streams?
Yeah, they said it last week, didn't they?
Yep. Apparently they say they're gonna.
They planned on it, but they didn't acknowledge that it would happen in 7.0. They acknowledged that it would come
Eventually.
shortly, sometime after 7.0. It seemed like. But they did say some interesting things like. I know in the pictures they showed like all the classes that we have now, but they said quite quickly that X class will be no longer.
Well,
they're gonna remove X class and make it something.
So what's gonna happen to my Furize?
Well, they said. Well, Furize.
Daniel was kind of like going over the fact that. X class doesn't really fit anywhere right now. It doesn't, it doesn't go fast enough. It costs this much money to make them, So I'm thinking they're just gonna lay them out inside the game to be where they should be, instead of where they are right now, where they're kind of like limbo of bodies.
Surreal.
Unless
they're afraid that the game needs their facelift.
I mean. It's kind of cool that it's getting a facelift because, we all need something new. It's good to get a rev amp, but I feel like, a lot of the things I used to do will probably be gone. I did a little bit less of the racing and did more of, like, how can I, get this many of this car? Like, that's my mission in the game. It's mostly, I know I'm an original farmer, but I never sold anything. It's all in my collections, or unless I sold it. And but I figured out that I could take all of those forgiveness gems, all the forgiveness gems that they kept giving us, like over and over and over again for like, please forgive us. Here's some gems.
Mm-hmm.
I started using that. I started using all those gems and making cars, like buying back, fiberglass GTSs, fiberglass ZR1s, fiberglass, NSX 2016s, just making like armies of these fucking things.
You know what? I'm disappointed. They never did anything with the naked carbon fiber except for the Supra.
Supra and R33.
They did a naked carbon for the R33.
Yes, they did.
Oh shit.
If you're interested, I have a buyback of it. It's not too much.
Tell you what. Do you have a Supra? Hey, do you have a naked carbon fiber Supra?
Yeah, I do have that one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
A little collection. Daniel helped me out, get a couple of the S-Class ones that I needed.
Yeah.
He let me buy some back, but that was before he got on to carbonated. But you know, I got a little buyback carbon fiber and fiberglass little set put to the side. I figured someday it'd be worth something.
Yeah, I have a naked carbon fiber Supra, all completely stock. I have one, and then I have two of them actually. So one of them I can keep buying back, and the other one I could add wheels to or whatever.
There's another. This is over. Let me try a little bit.
All right. So those of you just joining. Oh, the foot stomp. That's so funny. Did that even happen? Did that even happen?
Hey, the memories, man. I only did it for memories.
That's awesome, man. Well, so I'm here live streaming right now. A couple of people with me right now is Prophet of Doom. Why don't you say hello?
What's up, everybody?
And next guest we'll go with Roy. It's Royal Phoenix, aka Bob. How you doing, Bob?
Good, man.
And new to the live stream within the last few minutes, if you guys have been listening, you know who this man is. It's none other than Lex Drama. What's going on, buddy?
Another day.
Oh, so Lex, you're live streaming on your own channel right now, and it's kind of.
Decided, every point I make, I'm gonna make a video of it.
Oh yeah.
Because every time I go in the lobby, all I hear is, "Man, you're a cheater. You I hear it every minute. So now my answer to them is, would you please go on YouTube and watch your L.
Man, I come back in the game here and there, and I'll win some races, man. And these kids, man, they just get so upset. They want to call you a cheater and say you're using GG. And I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? I'm like totally legit, you know. But I don't even get into it with them. I'm just like, whatever. I'll just turn the game off.
I didn't even look at the chat.
The number one cheater in the game.
But hey, man, like most of these kids, in my opinion, they're being misled right now. They're losing their cars because they're letting people build their cars, and they don't realize that they are missing tires, or they're missing suspension, or they don't even know that they have the wrong tuning for the freaking car.
Nope, they don't.
Like the little girl that tells you the tune, like she gets you to the max potential of the car, but sometimes you got a lot of weight to take off for that car. That you're not always right.
Yep. Or I can't tell you how many cars I've won. Yeah, I look at them and I'm like, what the hell?
It's not even just the axle. It's like certain things. Like I went in, it was the B class competition a couple of turfs ago. So I got to use the GSX, and I hadn't used it before in turf or anything. I played around with it, the test track. I decided to go at it, and I pushed it to its limits before the turf, and I found out that I could drop the flywheel down to a different setting to get like 4 or 5 pounds off. There's quite a few hidden parts in that car. And every time I won a race, every single one that I kept winning, they were all tuned the same way, just like the girl taught them to do it.
Right.
So basically, in my opinion, I know all these players are good players. I know they're fast, but they're losing because of technicalities.
Yep.
More than they're actually losing for,
I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many times I've gone through and I've won cars, and I look at the horsepower to weight ratio in the garage, and I go, I know exactly what part is wrong, and I can go right to it and change it. And go, yep, that's the part you missed, and that could have made a world of difference between a win and a loss.
Oh yeah, well it makes the Evo. It makes you put A can gear. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about you, but those numbers don't add up.
You know, the GTS, they make it go to, I think it's D on the cam gear. I think that's the one it wants you to do. I'm like, why 5 pounds on this car?
Well, I'll tell you, the Evo 8. I raced the Evo 8 when I first started playing the game, and I raced the Evo 8 nonstop, and that was my car. I just that's how I made my fortune. I just won, and every now and again I'd see a car, and I'm like, I do the math, and I'm like, how does this car have a better horsepower to weight ratio? I'm like, it doesn't make sense, and I'm going through it. I'm like, no, this part's wrong and that part wrong, and then I realize there's some parts that should be stock that I didn't realize it at the time.
At the same time that you were doing that, right? I was playing with the same Evo, and I could not, for the life of me, get the 86 ones or whatever it was that they were using at the time. And I go on YouTube and I go Evo tutorial, and Big Ben, the one and only, said, make this part stop. I went to my wife. I said, babe, this part I was supposed to be stopped. She's like, right now. I'm doing it this month. And this part is supposed to stop. You don't understand. Thank you very much.
Me and Surreal actually held the world record with the Evo 8 a long time ago with pig pens too. Just so you know.
That's when the first time that I realized that you didn't have to install every single part.
No.
There was a science to it. And that's kind of what got me, more hooked. You know what I mean?
Right. There was a secret. There was a science. There was a math to it. God. People, I tell you, I don't know how many times I've won cars way back. Not recently, but way back. I would win cars all the time. And every single part was Pro C. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, I'm going, well, I guess that makes sense. They don't understand. They think that it just progresses this is the worst part, this is the next best, all the way up to Pro C. Pro C must be the best.
I used to pick back then. My underarms would sweat. I used to get so nervous.
Oh God.
I got a quick story about the Pro C parts. A long time ago, when I first started playing this game, and I don't know if you guys remember this person, but her name was Ice Princess, and she was the leader of QAF at the time.
I remember she had like a snow picture or something.
Yep. And I asked her for the tune for the Z28 for 68 lobby, and she told me Pro C on everything.
Oh.
And that's what I did.
Oh my God.
And that's what I did.
Let me ask you guys a question. What is the most you ever paid for a car that wasn't worth what it was worth when you were new?
NSX RR first place.
How much did you pay?
I think I gave the guy close to 50 or 60 mil, and then shortly after that, what?
Back then, bills for $8.
No,
I want to go with that.
it was the first lightweight wheel one.
Oh man.
Right after that, it got cloned. So I just bought it, and then I should have got market cloned like a million times. And I still got it. I still got that one. And it's surrounded by all the other ones that I've gotten from everyone else. Either I wanted it pinks or someone was just like, I wanted because it was Brian. Brian was the one that told everyone to start going into the tournaments and just take whatever they were trying to force feed and make clones. So
I got plenty of those cars.
Yeah, everyone.
I used to go in there with a Zonda. I got so many.
Yeah. I go in there with Honda Civics. Honda Civics. Civic SI. I mean, they had to get stock. I put tires on it, and that was it.
How many dots do you guys have?
That's what I said. They had to vault that car. They had to vault the freaking car just because of that. You know what I'm saying?
One day I sat there and started selling options, and I was doing it for like a big thing, and I'm like, you know what? They can stay there.
What about you, Lex? What's how much have you paid for a car? The most you paid for a car that it wasn't worth?
I paid back in the day. I paid for a which I still have. It was the new Ford Mustang ArE. You know, I had a Mustang at the time. I didn't have any turf cars, and I'm like, man, I'll pay anything for it. Guy said, hey, you got one for $70. Oh, shit. God, that dude disappeared, man. I was looking for him now that, you know, I'm more aware. I was happy, you know, I was happy that I got this car that I still got in my garage. And I'll probably get $2 for it now.
So I guess
the most expensive I've ever paid in real iTunes for a car was back in the beginning when the showroom was real small. One of my friends, you might know him by the original name JBask or JD on Facebook, and he wanted one of those Subaru campaign cars, and he wanted it with the Hulk rims and the Hulk green, you know, paint job set up. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna make it gay. I went to the bank, I got some cash at the bank. I went back home. I used my debit card real quick on iTunes, and I made it for them. And then after that, they had me come onto their tribe because they trusted me, you know, for giving them that car. Unbelievable.
I bought 2 cars. There's 2 cars that I can think of, and both cars I paid $150 or to $200 for each of them. I can't remember how much. It was somewhere. There's one of them was probably 150. The other one was probably closer to 200. I don't remember how much, but one of them was, and I'll be honest, like it was all money that was on my PayPal account, and my PayPal account was at 0 balance, and the money that came in was from racing rivals, was from buying and selling mills, was from my YouTube channel. So it was all money that was racing rivals related. So yes, it was real US dollars and I could have cashed out, but I didn't see it that way. So I saw it as just an investment to the game. I bought for 200, it was up between 150 to 200, I can't remember. There were 2 cars. I bought a first place showdown car with gold wheels. It was one of the Ford Mustangs. It wasn't the GT 500, but it was just the Mustang GT. So
okay.
So
the original B-Class?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I bought that. Story behind that one, I don't want to bore everybody with it, but there was that one. And then the other one I bought was one, it may or may not be worth it. I don't know. I don't care. To me, it's worth it. I love the car. It is it's officially, it's a one of one because it's only been released one car, one time, never re-released. It's the gold top full dragster.
Oh yeah, you won that. I mean, you didn't win that.
No, I didn't win it. I bought that one, but
wow.
I paid $150 for it. But like I said, it was money that I made from buying and selling cars at the time. I don't do it anymore. I don't buy sell cars anymore. It just it doesn't do me any interest. But it was money that I had in my account from that. I bought it for $150, $200. I can't remember what it was, but it was a first place top full dragster. And to this day, I'd have to put money that somebody along the line cloned it at some point. Although I've never seen one out there other than mine, so I don't know.
Wait, someone cloned it? How could they clone it?
Well, I would have to assume that it was cloned at one point, because I didn't win it.
It might be a situation that it might be a developer friend or something. Just like you guys have the QRs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
James, you know, he's mocked me about my CTR because he has one too, but he can't sell it, supposedly. At least that's what he explained to me. So he's got one because the developers gave it to him because he's a tester. So, he has all those first place cars, but he's not supposed to sell them. So, but, he likes to, how James is.
Which car is this?
Last set. Last set of wheels, baby.
Yeah, the last set of wheels.
Which car though? A CTR?
Yeah, the gold CTR with gold rims.
Dude, I just got the luckiest pick at that launch. I lived 2 years and I still won.
Wow.
It must have been a fan.
Somebody feed me again.
I'm 3K away from 100K.
But I'm definitely jelly about your dragster, man, because I think that's a very rare card. I mean, there's nothing else like it that's gold and like that.
I wish it was bad.
Yeah, definitely.
It would allow you actually to see.
Hey, at least they upgraded the gumdrop. That one was a lot better than that cheap class version.
I still got the gumdrop one that I lost to Lex. He pimped it out. He lost it. Listened to another guy made a post on Drama House about that he had my car. The dude that he lost the car to wound up giving it back to me, and I got it sitting in my garage right now.
That was on the live stream.
Yep, it was. It was funny as shit because you put wheels on it, headlights, all this crap, and then you wound up losing it. But you made a post in Drama House that you had won my car.
That guy took a profit of Dual's car.
Yeah, that was good shit, man.
I don't know. Sometimes I have personal problems, stuff I come up with. So unbelievable.
We all do, Lex.
Dude, we gotta stop smoking.
You were smoking while you were driving when you started turfing today.
I know.
I heard you. I heard the lighter clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And you were driving and turfing. You should be doing that. So
I got a self-driving truck, man.
Yeah.
But I only think on red light.
And you went through the drive-through and everything. Come on, man.
That's a distinction for real. This is what it is. When I come home, my wife don't want me on scene. So as I'm out on the streets, I try to get as much time as possible. I actually just pulled over and give it a ticket for doing it. So.
I've seen some of your live streams where she came down in the basement, yelled at you.
It's only a matter of how many people she comes. All it needs is one breeze from like a window hitter and she wakes up. Lex is done. R.I.P.
Wow.
Over the gate?
Well, Racing Rivals just made a post stating that if you see your points reset, it is a visual effect only. Your points are still being earned by your wins, crushes, even if you see you're at 0.
Perfect.
Oh, I was going to say that because Surreal just posted in our team chat a little while ago. He went through and he individually added up everybody's points, but then went to the main world screen where it shows every single team's accumulated points.
Yeah.
And our accumulated points are actually 40,000 more points than what it shows if you would add up each individual player. So their points are registering, but when you look like in our team thing, we still have guys at 0.
Yeah. So what if someone joins your team and tells you, I swear to God I'm pushing, but they're not doing nothing? This is the car doing 0.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I don't know how much they did.
Brother, I promise you I'm doing points, man. Oh, boy. I'm enjoying the tea right now. I say, y'all swearing. I don't know what's happening.
They say they also comment that they're still working on being able to repeatedly claim the holiday cars. So I think there's a lot of people repeatedly claiming the holiday cars right now.
It only happened once for me.
Yeah,
that was like 3 hours before turn.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's still happening. There's a couple of friends that are going to different accounts, and they're like, I'm getting holiday wheels.
Wow.
You know, they're just like, why am I getting all these holiday gifts?
That's crazy.
I don't know how this even got in my garage, but I think is this gold skyline anything?
Gold skyline? Oh, did you win a gold skyline from Showdown?
Yeah, well, they had this on Showdown at one point, right?
Yeah.
Is that gold or bronze? That looks gold.
It looks gold, right?
Yeah, that looks gold.
I can't change the paint.
Yeah, that's got to be from Showdown.
I'm pissed off that I didn't race for like the Mustang and the Z28. They were going with cars. It was good until they said they weren't making any money doing that.
I got the S2K. The old school Skyliner, and I got a Z28.
Yeah, I mentioned Z28, and I'm like, oh, I'll buy it. Just never happened.
Wasn't the Z28 Evo 8 has the vent?
I don't remember.
I think it was. I think it was Evo 8. Because Jordan Lewis was going for top 1.
Yeah, great number.
I got a bronze one of that. The Z28 is bronze mine.
Oh, yeah?
And I've got a silver S2K and the old school Skyliner. I forget what year it is. The real old one with the cool fender flares and everything. I got a silver one of those too.
Yeah, I don't have any of them. The only thing that makes them look like that is that blue ice paint. Makes them look cool.
That paint's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting color, especially if you put it on the new McLaren S-Class at 670, I think it's a 670.
Yeah.
And if you put it on that car and it's still wrapped, you know, the one that you just achieve from just opening up a crate and you get it free, it makes it look like a mirror almost. Like it just like reflects like a mirror. It's the only thing I like on that car.
Joey, you look like you're falling asleep.
No, I'm chatting. I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. I apologize. I'm chatting.
We got you.
Yes. So
I just flipped back over to your live stream.
No,
it looks like you're sleeping.
No, I was in a chat. I'm typing on the keyboard, and I was like listening this year and chatting, and I don't want to be rude, but man, I think I'm excited, guys. I'm excited.
There's a lot going on.
There is. There's a lot. So
There's gonna be
over the next couple of weeks, we got some really cool things, and I don't know. I can't wait to see how everything unfolds because we're getting little information week by week. And I know people think the showroom, oh my gosh, we're going to lose the showroom. And it's this bizarre concept. But I think once we get all accustomed to it and used to it, I really think it's going to open up so many more doors for us.
Yeah, it will. I think it will too because I mean, look how we were when they changed up all the lobby tools. We had to retune every single car to be competitive. You know, it's kind of the same thing is going to happen again this time, but it's going to be more widened out.
Right, you think that's going to happen again?
With the lobby tunes? I guarantee it. Because when you go to max lobby, what does that rating say up in the corner? 1685 or 95 or something like
it was
that.
I thought it was 17 something at one point, wasn't it?
1750.
Yeah,
It was
that's
crazy.
1750. So I have a feeling, I mean, in my opinion, I think that the lobby tunes are going to be changed again. They're taking away the showroom, so the car acquiring cars is going to be totally different now. So, I mean, I think it's going to be like even us old guys that have been in this game forever, it's going to be like a whole new experience.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Which, in a way, you know, I think
It's a faceless, man.
it does. It's a boring ass game right now, to tell you the truth.
You know, at the end of the day, Call of Duty, how many of them they come out every year with something new? And people stop playing the old. We still playing the same.
It's repetitive. We're doing the same thing every week.
I go to see
build cars, turf cars, pink cars. I mean, it's just boring. And nowadays, you got all these guys crying about boost in the lobbies. Everybody's free racing. Getting pinks ain't like it used to be, where you could just be pinking non-stop. Nowadays, it's, you know, I got guys chickening on a $500 bet. I'll raise 500. Everybody, that's what I do. I raise 500 on everybody. If they raise pinks, fine, let's go.
I think 500 is like the secret keyword for pinks.
Right, yeah, I want a pink. Hey, you ready?
Like I'm in turf, and I'm here ultimately, I guess, for points. I would prefer pinks, and I would not turn down money. So if I put 500 for somebody who just wants to free race, 500 is not much to lose to put on the line. For somebody who wants to raise money, that opens the door for them. And someone who wants pinks, sure, and hell, they're gonna raise pinks for $500 anyway. So 500 is like the perfect amount for you're not gonna scare anybody away, but you're not gonna close any doors either.
But I tell you what, there's guys on Lex's team on Drama Kings that I'll run mill races and pinks with those guys. You know, I'm not afraid of none of you guys.
No, and that's how you know. You got my respect, man.
I mean,
every time I pitch you, I make sure that I hold that image. So if I lose the car, I have to repair it anyway.
Sticky Ricky back in the house.
Absolutely. You know, I would say the same, but I just, you know, I got to make so many points that I'll barely get to keep the car. You know, I got to get 225,000 points. You know, that 250K is the minimum this week. So I got to get those points as fast as possible because I don't want to be stuck all weekend playing.
See, and the thing is, Lex, the only thing that I need to achieve in this game, I've done everything in this game except be a top one player.
See you, Sticky Ricky.
So one of these weeks when the events are running, I need to go to Drama Kings and check that box off.
Yeah, I can wait for you. You know,
I did top 5 with Kryptonite with Mario. I've done top 25. I've done top 100. All that's left is top 1, and I'm just waiting for the right events, and I'm coming, baby.
One of these days, Lex, we got to be on the same team.
Yeah, you know, we ready for your high roller, you know, but you were only doing the jet team, then you booted me because I didn't make my minimum.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, one of these days, man, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have, like, the dream team. We'll get, like, every big name in the game, and we'll just go all out. Not care.
Hey, Lex, is she still around?
Of course he is.
He disappeared.
No.
He's not around like he used to be.
Not because I ain't seen him since he did that one man, whatever it was, top 5. That week that he did over 1 million points all by himself. I haven't seen him around since then.
No, you know what happened with he grew a mustache. He don't care about the games anymore. When he turns 30, he'll be back.
Oh.
We just gotta wait for him now.
Oh man.
You know?
You still racing, Lex?
You see yourself, you know, in your 60s still playing a video game, 70s.
Oh God, dude, I'm already 50 years old. That's right down the road.
When I grow up, I want to be like you, man.
I love it, man. We're all like old farts playing a video game. This is great. Who would have thought?
Hey, you know how I found out about this stupid game?
How?
I was when I first got my first iPhone. I got the iPhone 5.
Yeah.
And I was playing Subway Surfers.
The hell was that?
Subway. And a commercial popped up for Racing Rivals, and I saw it, and the second I saw it, I downloaded it, and the rest is history. And that was, what, 4.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a stupid little game called Subway Surfers, where you're a dude on a skateboard going through subways collecting coins.
Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah, well, basically it's a little girl that runs, and you gotta basically slide her to the left, dodge, jump.
Yeah.
I only know that my 10-year-old is a beast. That's what she does, is play that little.
But that's how I found out about Racing Rivals. Was a commercial in that game led me onto this, and I started playing 2 weeks after the New York Jet was the turf reward card. That's when I started.
I just hit the 100K mark, thank God.
I saw it.
150K to go.
What?
I want to cry.
Crystal says her 4-year-old loves Subway Surfer. She's a gamer like mama. That's awesome.
I tell you what, Crystal is one cool chick. I've met. There's quite a few different females that I have met in this game, and I've been friends with in this game. And I tell you, Crystal, she's up there on top of the list.
That's why I made her admin.
Not only is she cool, but she has the most amazing accent ever.
Yeah, I love her southern accent. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's still kind of like being very tentative about dating people drama house. She should just let go, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, she's an admin on Drama House?
In her admin, yes, she's an admin on Drama House.
She didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. How come you didn't tell me that, Crystal?
She became part of the family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah. She didn't tell me that. Hiding secrets from me.
She was waiting to break the rules, and she was going to fight like an anaconda.
Yeah, she's good people.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I known her a long time, too, before even.
She came and raced with us over on the Forgotten for a couple of weeks. And I raced with her over on Street Soldiers.
Crystal.
I was on Street Soldiers for, I think, 5 weeks over there getting top 5 cars. And Crystal was there when I was over there, too. So big shout out to Street Soldiers.
Yeah, I actually helped them get top 1 together. I was on their team.
Yeah, that's a good crew over there, I tell you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nah, it's funny. Crystal's laughing. She says LMAO. She said it didn't come up in response to her not telling me that she was an admin on Drama House. So I'm telling you, Crystal, next time you're on my live stream, we're gonna have words. So
dial her up right now. What the hell?
Dial her up, right? All right. Well, I hate to say it, man, but I think I'm ready for some sleep.
Guess what, Joe?
That was my goal for the night.
100K?
Guess what, Joe?
Yeah. What's up?
You He went 3 hours and 45 minutes tonight.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
We're 45 minutes longer than last night.
I know, beat the record, right? I can't believe it.
Yeah, this is the new high. And look, we still got people watching.
I know.
You know, and I feel special that I went. I'm like, oh, he's live. Maybe I could get on. Oh,
Heck yeah. All right, Lex. Hey, Lex, man. Speaking of that, you're gonna have to be on with me sometime soon, and maybe just maybe you'll have me on your live stream.
You know, I'll get to your level maybe in another 10 years.
It just dumb luck. It fell in my lap. That's all.
You got beautiful art next to your face. You know, look at your background. You made it, man.
That poster is awesome.
Isn't that? That's awesome. Hey, I'll make Flex Drama one. You want one? No, he doesn't want one. Nope.
You want the what?
I said I'll make you some. I'll make you some. So I'll make you some pig pen artwork. That's my thing.
I'll hang it on my wall so when I go live and have my Red Sox in the back, I'll have a pig pen.
All right. I'll make you something. I'll come up with something.
It's gotta be a little bit different, so it's a one-on-one.
Oh, of course. I that's all I do is I do. People don't know about this, like about me, but I do all of my time. I do artwork all on my own, like just as a hobby. I do all kinds of crazy graphic design stuff like that. So I'll make you one.
I'm looking at the YouTube screen, and I want to click in only for pinks only. Like I want to click it so bad.
There we go. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I want to thank my guests right now. We have Lex Drama. Thank you very much, Lex, for taking time out of your pinks to hang out with us old folk. I want to thank Prophet of Doom right now. 2 live streams in a row. Thank you, Prophet, for being here, taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us.
Thank you, Joe. It's a pleasure.
And Royal Phoenix, thank you so much. It's a pleasure finally meeting you after all of these years. I hope you really consider coming back and hanging out. Appreciate it very much. And on top of that, right now, we still have a few after 3 hours, 50 minutes. We still have a handful of people hanging out with us. We got Omar, we got Joshua, Mr. Banana, who said he was going to leave hours ago, but he's still here. We got Crystal with us. We got the Chosen One. So I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. You know, you guys could be doing anything you want, but you've chosen to hang out with us. And I want to acknowledge how humbled I am, and I appreciate it very much. So there we go, guys. We're going to wrap up this live stream. I'll be back tomorrow with a free-for-all. Going to be building Legos, hanging out. We'll talk Racing Rivals. We'll talk comic books. We'll talk movies. We'll talk beer. We'll talk whatever you want to talk about. Just make sure to be there. I'll be there. See you there. Take care.
Peace, everybody.
Peace out. Peace out, Cub Scout. All right. There we go. Guys, make sure to join Lex Drama Pinkin on his channel. See ya.